seems to be very quiet. I'm going to go ahead and turn up my microphone because it seems to be very quiet. Alright, so just let me know if you guys can hear me okay. I'm going to go ahead and turn up my microphone because it seems to be very quiet. Just getting everything loaded. Just let me know if you guys... Cool. Alright. How's everybody doing today? Let me get this refreshed here. Mic is a bit quiet. Okay. Let's go ahead and crank it. Go ahead and crank it. Get it a little bit closer to me. Hopefully that's a little better. Appreciate you guys sticking with me. Again, with this new microphone, trying to get it figured out here. So who we got in the chat? Hey, Jude the Dude is here. Tuscan Productions, Scott Davis, RA. What's up, my friends? So we've got the usual gang here coming in. Usual suspects. So let's see. Just let me know if this sounds a little better, guys. I kind of cranked it up. Alrighty. Let's see. Hey, Bjorn, what's up, man? Hope you're doing well. Hope everyone's doing well tonight. You can see we have a new building right here. So if you saw last update video, I finished one of the main big buildings, which you can kind of see up over here. And now it is time to start on this next building, which is pretty much going to be identical to the one you saw in the previous episode. So you can kind of see this is a very, very similar design to the other building that I've got so far. I've made a few changes, made it a little bit different. As you can see, no windows in the front. I've made some more room for clones to take cover behind. So this building is a little different than the other one, but the structure is very similar to the other building. So essentially what's going to be planned for this stream is this kind of area up here. Going to be working on the kind of square outline and then the pillars all around it. So that's kind of the plan for tonight. Alrighty, so it's a little loud outside and in my house. So it is a Saturday night, so it's a little loud. So hopefully it's all good for you guys. Alright, wow, we got lots of guys coming back in here. Who do we got here? Burrito Boys, what's up, man? Hey, Southern Creator, how is it going, my friend? Hope you are doing well. Ryan, what's up, man? Tiny Fonts is here. My goodness, we got all the boys coming in here. This is great. Hope everyone had an amazing week this week. Let's see. I guess right off the bat, I do have the same hat on as last time. So if you guys remember from last stream, if you want to recommend any minifigures to put on the hat for a while, we can do that. We had some good suggestions last week, and then it ended in a Luke's land speeder on top of my hat for the end of the stream. So let's see. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and go back in here. Turn up my microphone just a little bit more for you guys right now. Going to turn it up a little bit. Alright. So I'm just getting a few more things situated here, guys. One moment. Alright. Gonna make sure we're good. And then we'll go ahead and get started with building here, guys. One moment. Alright. Gonna make sure we're good. Cool. Alright. So, let's see. What do we got going on in here? Proper lads in the chat. That is correct. Let's see. Put Jabba on there. Oh, goodness. I don't have a Jabba the Hutt, I don't think. Yeah, I don't have a Jabba the Hutt. That's kind of crazy. I thought I would have a Jabba the Hutt, but I guess I don't. Whoa! Hey, we got a subscriber. Look at that. It worked. The notification worked. I wasn't sure if that worked. So, thank you to CT. Let's see who we got here. It just popped away. So, alright, cool. Well, I'll refresh this in a little bit. So, we had a new subscriber. CT Scout, I think it was, or maybe something like that. But welcome, man. Thank you for subscribing. Don't know if you're on the stream right now, but if you are, welcome. Owen Bricks is here. Tyler is here. Lego Man. What is up, everybody? This is great. We got all the guys back in here for another stream. So, again, any sort of topics you guys want to talk about, go ahead and put those in the chat. We can discuss really anything you guys want. Bad Batch if you want, or last week I know we got into some history topics and other things like that. So definitely put them in the chat. I'm just going to kind of go back through here, make sure I'm not missing anybody here. All right. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So yeah, that little notification happened when someone subscribed, so that was cool. Let's see. So we got a few people who are joining building mocks as well. That's great to hear. One thing, I wasn't able to set up the robot for this time for like donations. Apparently, you have to. I think you have to be like a Prime member or something like that, and you have to pay for it or something weird like that. So no robots this time around. Sorry about that, guys. But oh no, Slave Leia. Oh gosh. No, I don't have a Slave Leia either. I mean, I've got a decent amount of original trilogy stuff, but prequels are where it's at. So prequels are where it's at. Hey, 200 followers. Nice, Burrito Boys. Congrats, my friend. Congrats. Tyler's here. What's up, Tyler? How's it going? Michigan Bricks is also here. There we go. How's it going, boys? Michigan Bricks, hope you are doing good, my friend. Tyler, hope you're doing good as well. I did respond, I think, to your Instagram message. All right, awesome. So I guess I can start gathering some pieces here, and we can get going. So let's see. Prequel Gang, there you go. That's right. Prequel Gang is here. All right. So, do I have any figures set up? I got a couple. I feel like I need some more boys set up here for more clones. Last episode, if you guys saw that, I was able to hang a bunch of, so this building right here, if you saw last week's video, I was hanging clones over the side and kind of having them shoot in between these pillars and stuff. That was cool. That's like been my favorite part, is like putting there's going to be another layer. So if you remember last building, we've got the kind of outline, and then we've got the pillars up top here, and then we'll have clones kind of taking cover in between all of them like that, if that makes sense. So yeah, looks kind of bland right now, but we'll get into it here in a second here. We got some more people join in. Who else we got here? Hey, Coconut Bricks is here. What's up, my friend? Welcome to the stream. Stopped by your stream earlier. We had a good talk about decals and all sorts of fun stuff like that. Tyler just got a tactical droid. Nice. I don't have the tactical droid. I've always wanted that. I think it's such a cool figure, but Master Coconut is here. Yes, he is here. Lads in the chat. This is great. This is why I love doing this. We got all the usual suspects here. We got all the boys. This is awesome. Got the crew in here. Clone Wars Productions, what's up? Welcome to stream. Hope you're doing good. Wrecker needs a jetpack. You know, that would be kind of funny to have him figure out. Although I feel like he'd crash a lot, and knowing how things have been for Wrecker, he'd probably hit his head too. So, all right. Let's see. Who should I grab? I don't know where I put. I guess Darth Maul is here for now. So until we get some more suggestions, Darth Maul will go up here for now. Saturdays are for the boys. That's right. Is that sand blue on the building? Let me see. No, this is just sand green. We've just got 3 colors. We've got the light gray, sand green, and then this is just the plate layer, which you won't really see the top of this, so don't worry about that. This will be all covered, so it's just same colors as the other one, sand green, light gray, stuff like that, although sand blue would be really, really cool. Let's see. Usual suspects. The only crime I committed was liking Last Jedi for a few seconds. Well, Tuscan, lucky for you, the court's not in session, so we're not on the record right now. So anything you say, don't worry about it. So you liked Last Jedi for a little bit. That's okay. There's no crime there for the time being, but we can't say with any validity that there won't be a crime later from liking The Last Jedi. Let's see. Bad Batch. Yeah, we can talk about it if you guys want to talk about Bad Batch. We totally can. Let's see. Bib Fortuna? No, dude, I wish. Bibs, he's one of my... Bibs. I don't know why that was funny. Bib Fortuna is somebody that I absolutely adore. Mostly because he has, like, my favorite line in all of Star Wars. It's like, Iwanawanga. It's like my favorite line in all of Star Wars. It's so good. And then C-3PO is like, we wanna Wongo. Like, I don't know why, but that's just one of my favorite exchanges in Star Wars. So, I do like me some Bib Fortuna. Yeah, Wrecker does have brain damage at this point. I feel like all of them do, because they all keep getting hit in the head. Fennec Shan's knocking him out. Uh-oh, we are running a little bit low on sand green 1x2s. Never thought I would say, thought it'd be a while before I had to say that, but we are running a little low on those. Let's see. Do you think we're going to see Rex in the next episode? I sure hope so. Because I feel like something needs to happen here, so I hope Rex does show up very, very soon. Otherwise it's going to be sad hours, so I hope he does show up. I don't think it'll be next episode, it'll probably be the episode after that, but I hope he does. I really do. Alright. Do. Hey Liam, what's up, man? How's it going? Welcome to the stream, my dude. Everyone's getting all excited about Coconut Studio for that video tomorrow. It's gonna be pretty awesome. Gonna be pretty cool. Thought it was weird how Sid didn't talk like a Transdoshan. You know, that character was interesting. I really thought that it was going to be someone that we saw in the Clone Wars after like Echo talking about contact with the Jedi, but I guess not. But yeah, essentially the way I wasn't really too excited about last episode, or honestly the episode before that. I don't know. They're fine. I really been enjoying the stuff with the Empire, in particular like Crosshair and Tarkin and Operation Warmantle or Project Warmantle, and stuff like that. So the past two episodes for me haven't really been my favorite, in all honesty. So I hope we start getting back. It's starting to feel a little bit like Rebels for me, which personally wasn't my favorite thing. So I just kind of hope we get some more interesting things with the Empire in particular. Not like I'm hating the episodes. They just weren't entirely as good. Like the first episode to me was just incredible. But recently they became a little formulaic, and I'm just kind of hoping that they get into some more interesting stuff fairly soon. But yeah, still enjoying it for sure. The Rancor, I don't think it's supposed to be the same Rancor in Return of the Jedi. Maybe it is. I know everybody's freaking out about it because nobody knows and they won't say. Honestly, I don't really care too much. I don't think it's the same one. I feel like that'd be really weird if it was. And again, I don't know how fast Rancors age, but we've got a good 23, 24, like 24, 25 years until Return of the Jedi. So I don't know how fast Rancors grow, but Rancor's massive in Return of the Jedi. So I don't know. I don't think it's the same one, just because I feel like that'd just be really unnecessary to show us the origin story of Jabba's Rancor. You know what I mean? But yeah, we'll see. I don't think it is though, but I wouldn't be upset if it was. It just would be kind of weird if they're like, yeah, let's just introduce the Rancor that Luke kills. But yeah. If you have the 2018 Lincoln Starfighter, can you take the piece off the front of the R2 spot? Wait, hold on. Sorry. If you have the 2018 Lincoln Starfighter, you can take out the piece in the front R2 spot, and there's a small space. Oh. Okay. Interesting. But what was I saying? Oh, they've also, what you're saying here, Tyler, was they've already named this Rancor. I'm sorry, guys, but I don't think they really care too much anymore about other canon, unfortunately. It's really unfortunate, but I just really don't think they care anymore about what's canon in the books or comics. What, to them, the show is the show, and nothing else really matters. At least that's the way it seems, especially with the Kanan thing and everything like that. So if it is the same one, I don't think it's an oversight. I just think they don't really care too much about canon and books and everything, which kind of sucks, but it's understandable. Bib Fortuna Gang, that is right, my dude. Panzer Productions, Panzer! Welcome, my friend, hello. I've actually got a Panzer III right behind me that I just finished building from Brickmania Instructions. I had it built and I kind of tore it down for a few other things, and I just recently rebuilt it, so. Not the same Rancor. I've been hearing mixed things from everybody, dude. It's kind of crazy. Very confusing. But it is kind of funny that we're at a place in Star Wars right now where everyone's freaking out about a Rancor and if it's the same one that Luke kills or not. But, yeah. Also starting to run a little low on plates for light bluish gray, so you're kind of seeing I'm going to have to start using a few more bricks in here. Oh, a few more bricks. I about dropped everything. We'll see how many clumsy mistakes I have this stream. Because now that I've got this microphone set up, there are an absurd amount of cords all around me just for me to just trip over because I am very clumsy. So, hey, thanks, Panzer. Yeah. I cannot really get the camera to set up so you could see the other building, because the other building looks a lot better right now. Maybe I'll swing it around at the end of the stream, but if you just check out the update video from last week, I've pretty much got the full building almost complete. This one right here. There we go. Yeah, that one right there. It's looking really good. It's getting me excited for these other buildings. So we'll have these two buildings, which will be pretty much the same exact height, which will be really cool for the scale factor for Muunilinst. Which I think will make it look pretty cool. Let's see. Brickmania is awesome. The Panzer 3018, nice. Yeah, I've got the Operation Barbarossa book. I've had it for a few years. I've just never really had enough pieces to build. Like, I wanted to build the KV-1 and like a T-34, but they require a lot of pieces, and I don't have a lot of the smaller like wheel pieces and stuff like that. So. There you go, Burritos. Keep it going, my dude. Haven't read Aftermath. I never read the Aftermath trilogy. I heard mixed things about the first one, so I didn't really ever pick it up. I also, not that I don't care about that time period, but at the time when that book came out, it was like right before and like in the time period after Force Awakens, and I just didn't like Force Awakens, so I really wasn't too excited about any future content in that era, so I just never really picked it up. So, yeah. I've heard the second two of Aftermath are really good, though. But we shall see. If I find out Luke killed Moochie, what a weird name, too. Moochie. I'm going to commit bad crime. That's the other thing. It's like, wow, let's just make Luke seem like a horrible person for killing this Rancor that we just worked so hard to save. So, I hope it's just a different Rancor, and Jabba has like a bunch of different Rancor pets. But we shall see. We shall see. Alright. I'm really, really enjoying building with these sand green pieces, in particular sand green masonry brick. Really, really cool piece. I'm definitely liking them a lot. But a lot of my other sand green pieces are starting to run low, so I might have to make an order soon. I've only made one order from Muunilinst so far, believe it or not, and that was for the battlefield. So I'm going to have to make another order soon of a bunch of more road pieces and a lot more sand green detail pieces like 1x2s and 1x1s. Because I definitely would like some 1x1s for sure. Let's see. Barbarossa book is very nice. It is really, really good. If you've got the pieces to build them, it's really cool. I only had enough pieces to build the Panzer, which is what I was building. Let me grab it. So this was like the only one I was able to actually build that I had all the pieces for, but Panzer 3, very cool. I'm actually using like a first order officer as the Panzer crewman right here, which is pretty cool. And then Panzer 3 and using like the same, like they're the small tracks from the Hellfire, but they're just in black. So yeah, very cool. I love, like, German tanks are so cool to me. They are really awesome. This is very, like, obviously Panzer 3, a very early war tank. And I think obviously a lot of the later war tanks, like the Panther and the Tiger, are obviously a lot cooler than the Panzer 3. But the Panzer 3 to me is like, it's got almost like the Stormtrooper feel, where it's like classic and it's just like the standard, like super old version. I don't know. I really like German tanks. I'd like to build more from that book, but again, it requires a lot of pieces per tank, and that's my only thing I'm not too happy about with building those tanks. But would love to build a KV-1 sometime. I'm on Life Debt, the second book, and you love the series. Okay, all right. I've heard the second two are really good. Hey, no problem, Panzer. Thanks for stopping by, man. Really appreciate it, dude. Sand green, you're right, Southern. It's beautiful color. Absolutely beautiful. What do we think about Mano's 2011 clone base? It was a great throwback. It was a great, great throwback. That's how it was. I've even got videos from who knows how long ago, undisclosed amount of time period, where I probably have some very, very similar builds with those clone bases, because that's how you did it back in the day. Although I didn't have a lot of dark gray 2x4s back then, I just had light gray 2x4s. So everyone built their bases out of dark gray 2x4s, and I would build mine out of light gray 2x4s. You honestly could probably find a lot of those videos if you search far enough back. A lot of people like private their old videos, but I pretty much have kept all mine on there. I've been too lazy to go back and just make them all private, but you could probably find some really, really bad bases that I used to build, but it wasn't really about the build back then. It was more about like setting up the figures and creating like a really cool, interesting battle scenario. That was kind of like, obviously it was cool to see big mocks, but like for me, when I was doing mocks way back in those days, it was just like, think of something really cool to do, you know? Like thinking of a story behind it, and setting up cool action with the clones and everything like that. That's kind of what it was all about back then, for me at least. Just because I didn't have all the parts to build like a super epic base back then. Alright, so moving along pretty quickly here on the top part. Do you take apart sets when you were young? Unfortunately was, and lost many sets. Dang, dude. Yeah, I didn't really take apart a lot of sets. I know when I moved, I had the ARC 170 from 2005 built, and I had the ATRT from 2005, I think, built. And I remember, like, when we moved or something, like, somehow I ended up with just the pieces and not the set. So those are, like, the only two sets that I've really taken apart, but unwillingly, when I was a kid, taking apart the ARC 170, because it's great. The ARC 170 is awesome. I love that set. But, yeah, I didn't really take them apart that much, and I don't really think I haven't really had to do that. I guess recently I've had to take like some dark red tiles off of it for like my Project Nightfall videos off of some sets, but for the most part I try not to take apart sets, just because it makes me sad. It makes me real sad to have to take apart sets, so try to avoid that. But I was lucky. The dumb thing I did with Lego back in the day was just Sharpie clones. That was like my super dumb thing that I used to do, was just Sharpie clones. So that was what I did back in the day. Max Rebuild, no. Essentially, Scott, like I don't have any of I never got like a Jabba's Palace set, so I don't have like a lot of the stuff. The only the only one from that kind of scene I have is like I forget what year it was, the desert skiff with like Luke and Boba Fett. That one, that's like the only one from Jabba's Palace stuff that I like actually have. Max Rebo is cool though. I love that you see his species, I forget what it's called, in the 2003 Clone Wars. There's a really cool shot of like the droids walking past them, and like you see the reflection in their eyes of the droids. So that was a cool moment in the 2003 Clone Wars. So let's see. 1 a.m. Oh goodness. Jeez, dude. Back in the days of my youth, I scrapped many a set, but now I have very desperate to take pieces off. Now I have to be very desperate to take pieces off and can't rest till it's all been fixed. Yeah, I feel like I'm betraying my sets when I take them apart. I just feel like they're looking at me and just being like, "Why are you doing this to us?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, dudes. I'm sorry, bros." That's kind of what it feels like sometimes. I'm like, I'm sorry, dude. So I try to avoid it quite frequently when I can. But yeah. Yep. Let's see. So yeah, so like these pillars will kind of go around here, but yeah. Hey, no problem, Southern. Go take care of those doggies. Hey, what's up, Genox? Hope you had a good week, my friend. Hope you had a good one. Oops. Essentially, this microphone is attached. It's a very crazy setup, but it's essentially the mic is attached to a light stand. So I've got like a light stand, and I've attached the microphone sideways, clamped onto the light stand, so it goes like right here. So it's not like an actual one that you'd want to use. So it's very unstable. But yeah. Do you want to see the Bad Batch head to the planet Gregor died? What was that? Abafar, I think is what it was called. That'd be kind of cool. Especially if they found Gregor there. That'd be kind of cool if he was just like lurking around somewhere. Still curious how the heck you survived, because that was a very big explosion. So hopefully they answer that someday. That was a massive explosion. He just gets up afterwards. I'm fine. Although I guess he's in Rebels. He's kind of like crazy. Which I hope they don't go too much into that on in Bad Batch, because I don't want to see Gregor just like an insane person. Personally, I didn't really like that too much. I liked him like not insane. He kind of acted very over the top in Rebels, so I kind of hope they keep him more grounded. Even if he has a head damage from the explosion, you don't have to make him super insane. You know what I mean? So that would be kind of cool. That was weird. It was an interesting planet though, Abafar. Very weird, like the flat kind of with the orange dust or whatever. It's kind of interesting. Let's see, Tuscan, what are you working on, my dude? What kind of mock? What do you got? What are you working on? What are you working on, my friend? Hey, Crazy Brick, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Oh goodness, I just got roasted. Ouch. Luke he got me there. Have you guys watched Paul and I do this all the time, but like the Robot Chicken parodies? Just because that Your Mom joke reminded me of the one from episode 6 where it's a rap battle between Palpatine and Luke, and it's a Your Mama fight. I absolutely love that rap battle. It's so funny. Vader brings out the whiteboard or the blackboard or whatever, and they start writing down the scores for everybody, and everyone's pumping out, and it's like a huge rap battle about your mom. Like your mom is so fat. Jabba the Hutt says, "Damn," and then all the Imperial officers like freak out or whatever. Robot Chicken is just amazing. I love Robot Chicken's so cool. But yeah, that's kind of how my mind works. I'll just like something reminds me, and I just need to talk about it. I'm like, oh yeah, remember this, remember that. Very insightful stuff. All right, let's get a clone trooper up here. Hey, what's up, Evan? Welcome to the stream. Do you wish during the Citadel we saw Clone Commandos? I wish we saw Clone Commandos instead of Bad Batch, personally. I think that would be really cool. But I know the Bad Batch, like all their characteristics and stuff, is kind of the whole point of the Bad Batch. But I think I kind of like that it wasn't Commandos, just because if it was Commandos, we wouldn't have been attached to them like we were for Echo 5s and Cody and Prex and stuff like that. Plus, when you have just normal clones like Charger and Longshot, they can get killed whenever to add that dramatic tension. It's like when Charger falls off and kind of sets everything off, or when the one clone gets chopped in half. If you had Commandos, that probably wouldn't be happening, so it wouldn't be as interesting. But I think I like that it wasn't Clone Commandos, just because it was more intense and you felt more attached to the characters, because it was, 5s and Echo and Rex and Cody. Coconut, the building has a mystery door. All right, we're just not going to talk about the door, okay? We're not going to talk about the door. Okay, Robot Chicken is the best. And there goes the microphone once again. Keeps falling down. Yeah, it's a very interesting setup we got going on here. Yeah, Luke, you gotta check it out, man. It's all the Robot Chicken stuff's the best. My favorite is the Boba Fett one. I think the Boba Fett one is the best out of all of them. It's amazing. Boba Fett one is so good. Mr. Bob A. Feet. Sure, whatever. And when they go into like why he fell into the Sarlacc pit because he was drunk, that's essentially what Robot Chicken describes, and it's absolutely hilarious. And you play baseball. I used to when I was a kid, but wasn't the best at it. So played first base though. I'm very tall, so like first base was my thing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Clones blow a hole in the wall. What do you mean, what door? Exactly. Here's the thing about it. A, I'm horrible at making doors. B, that's about it. No, I'm just kidding. Well, the door is like back. We'll just say it's back here. Just because I didn't feel like I wanted to design a whole like a door just for this front part, because in all the Muunilinst buildings in the show, you don't see any doors, which is really weird. And I'm guessing that's because it was 2D animation. So I didn't really know like what to design for a door that would be accurate to the show. So I was just kind of like, we'll just not worry about a door. Yeah, that's my excuse slash my reason. So Red Eye, that was a scary dude. That was a scary scene. Red Eye and Mixer. Red Eye, where you been? We've been looking all over for you. And then throws the body just in Anakin. What decal should I buy? I don't know, dude. I'm not a decal person. So if anybody in the chat knows decals, I'm not a decal person. I don't have the patience for that. Clone Wars Productions working on a real life clone armor. Nice, dude. Nice, man. That's awesome. I'm a little jealous. I've always wanted to do clone armor. That is really cool, though. Currently, right now, Paul and I are considering working on some like samurai short films because we've been getting into that stuff recently quite a bit. So we have been kind of buying some certain cosplay props and stuff like that to kind of try to build samurai armor to use for our short films. So we've got like this kind of like foam and leather to try to make like a custom samurai thing. So that just reminded me when you put down you're making an ARF Trooper helmet, which is cool. Trying to make a kind of a samurai costume for films and stuff. But somebody link it in the chat. What are you talking about, the robot chicken stuff? I don't even know. Can you put links in the chat? I have no idea. Is that something I need to like do a setting for? I'm not sure. I get that doorways are tough. Yeah. Don't ask any questions and we'll be good. No, but I think the other buildings will probably have some sort of, if not a door, it'll have an entrance where like maybe like an explosion where clones are entering. Or what would also be really cool is like clone troopers shooting a rocket at the side of the building and it kind of blows off, and then maybe we have some, if I make some like the Muun people, have them like running outside of like making it look like they're running out of the building, if that makes sense. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, it'd be pretty cute. Let's see. Clone Wars predicted the future. Mixer dying. Dude, so sad. Really is sad. Especially it's like that as a kid, those episodes, or that episode, Voyage of Temptation, really freaked me out. Because just the idea of like going down in the dark and like there's these giant spiders, but they're droids. Wasn't really that, I mean that was creepy, but that wasn't the main creepy thing. The biggest creepy thing was the little spiders, where all the tiny spiders would jump out of the big one. That to me freaked me out more than the big spider. And that one clone where he's like trying to shoot at him and they crawl up and get into his helmet and he kind of falls to the ground. That to me freaked me out as a kid so much. It was so creepy. Tiny fonts, nice, man. Was that the one with, I saw your mock with the clone where he had like the sword or katana and he was like slicing that droid. I thought that was really cool. I thought that was a great mock. Nice, that sounds cool, Luke. Looks awesome. Okay, I'll try to figure out how to do links and stuff, I guess, for the next stream. I'm still kind of, literally, what happens is like 5 or 10 minutes before, I'm just scrambling to try to turn stuff on and something doesn't work. So I literally just like turn stuff on and then hope it works for streaming. So yeah, my apologies for not having some more stuff figured out, but I'll try to figure it out for next time though. I'll try to have some more of that figured out. Alright, so kind of got this first front part here almost done. It's got to be pretty short because these pillars kind of go a certain way. Let's see here. Oh yeah, Southern. We were just like we were falling apart, man. We were falling apart until you showed back up. Who would win in a fist fight, Grievous or Wrecker? Depends. Clone Wars, Grievous. Wrecker wins. 2003 Clone Wars. Wrecker's gone. I'm sorry. Grievous is gonna win that one. It depends. Yeah, it depends which Grievous. Hey, Kai Animations, what's up, man? Good morning. Oh goodness, I forgot. It's probably morning. Dang, man. Good morning to you. The only arc I will not watch is the Brain Invaders arc. Oh, dude, that one is creepy, but I love that one. From Geonosis, where Ahsoka and Barriss are trapped on the ship. It's so creepy, but I absolutely love it so much. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. Yeah, that one freaks me out, but I love it so much. Just like the way they stand up after they get like possessed, like after the thing goes up their nose and their back just kind of like goes up and they stand straight up. It is so creepy. So creepy. Has anyone tried to build those assassin spider probes? I don't know. Do people know if anybody's done that? Because that would be really cool. Paul and I have thought about including that in like our Etains mock. We've always talked about wanting to have like one of those things because we love like clones getting destroyed by those guys. But I don't know if anybody's made them. Does anybody know if anybody's done those before? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd be very curious if people have, anybody in the community's made those before. So let's see, we've got, okay, so that's a little taller. 1, 2, so we've essentially got 3. Is that right? Sorry, I'm just counting the other building to make sure I'm doing this correctly. 1, 2, 1, 2, and those. Cool. Because I'm trying to make it pretty much the same as the previous building. So 2, 3, 4. That's something there. Can't do that. Cool. There we go. Cool. So we've got that right there. We'll put that for now until I fix that later. Let's move this clone trooper up here like that. Let me get caught back up here at the chat. Brain of Air episode always freaked me out with clone zombies. It's that Legacy of Terror episode. I love that episode. But those two poor clones, when they go up back to the surface, for some reason Obi-Wan thinks it's smart to send 2 clones back up to the surface, and they get like taken into the catacombs even deeper. It's so creepy. Oh, nice. Action figures. I've got a couple action figures. I used to kind of collect those back in the day. Let's see. What with the snot tactic, what if a clone with shotguns against the wall? That might be interesting. I don't know what I'd use for a clone shotgun, though, because you don't really see them. You know what I mean? I don't know what you'd use for a clone shotgun. Because just in the Battlefront games, it's just like a normal rifle, and it just like shoots the shotgun projectiles for the clone engineer class in Battlefront 2, in the OG Battlefront 2. As another YouTuber, how do you get money for mocks? So essentially, I've been very fortunate in the fact that over the past couple years that I've been going to Brick World, I've essentially gotten parts like for those projects. I've carried over throughout each project, which has been really, really cool. So like for the Clone Wars mock that I did last time, I didn't really have to buy any new pieces just because I had all those from previous mocks. But when I did buy those pieces, they were mostly from money that I got from work. So when I was in high school, I got a job at a grocery store and did that for a while and saved up enough money to start buying parts for Brick World stuff, and then it just kind of built up over the years. Anytime, I don't have a Lego store near me, but anytime we travel to any vacations, I'll make sure to stop by Lego store and grab a couple cups. That's where I got most of my sand green stuff. But yeah, mostly from in terms of like getting money for mocks, mostly from like just doing work essentially that you do for the day. So it used to be grocery stuff when I would bag groceries or check people out at a cashier and stuff like that, and then now I do like videography work and stuff like that. But yeah, what was the Legion and the Brain Invader arc? What was it, Tango Company? I think it was like something called Tango Company or something like that. Do air heating work? Nice. Southern Korea, there you go. Yep, Tango Company, Burrito Boys. Yeah, Tango Company is kind of cool. Let's see. Do you think we'll see Kanan again in the Bad Batch? I don't know. I really don't know. Part of me says no, but then part of me says yes, I guess. I don't know. I really don't know if he'll show up again. Again, it really depends on if they're going to go along with the canon or not. Because if they are, I don't think he's going to meet them. But if they're not really caring about canon anymore, then I wouldn't be surprised if they do meet up again, you know. I'm not sure, it's just so hard to predict because you don't know if they're going to follow the canon or anything like that. You know what I mean? I really don't know. I don't think we need to see him again, so I don't really want to see him again personally. I don't think we need to. It was also just kind of weird seeing seeing Kanan being voiced by an older person, but yeah. The microphone's still low. I've like turned it up all the way, but if it's still low, I apologize, guys. I'll try to get it figured out for next time, but I've got it like turned up all the way I can. I don't know if it's just this microphone or what, but my apologies. I'm sorry. I don't know. Final thing, if I had to put money down, I don't think we'll see Kanan in this season. If there's another season, then I could see us meeting up with Kanan again. Phase 2 Tango Company, that would be kind of cool. It's just so weird to imagine like the PTSD those clones must have had, if they even can remember what happened to them. You know what I mean? Because they had to wake up and they're just like, what happened? Like, oh yeah, you had a worm stuck in your brain and you tried to kill Ahsoka and Barriss. And then like they'd be like, what? It'd just be very awkward the next time they see Ahsoka. Be like, yeah, so sorry about what happened last time. I was essentially possessed by a weird worm thing. Please forgive me. So I'm just going to start wrapping it around on this side now with this design. So that's what I'll be doing here. Let's see. Clones are awesome? They are awesome, dude. Clone hidden in a drain pipe. I didn't think about doing... I guess I did consider... we'll see if I have pieces left over, but what I thought about potentially doing was underneath the mock, I've always tried to have tunnels or like some hallways or something. So I considered the idea of having like kind of like a sewage tunnel, if that makes sense, to where like there's some ARC troopers kind of going down the tunnels, and then maybe there's some more droids down there or munes or something like that. So I considered doing that. So yeah, I guess pipes would work for that. If I've got that little area down there, I'm not sure if that sounds cool or not. I think it'd be kind of cool. Have some like ARC troopers or clones, and it's kind of like a sewage tunnel area under the mock, if that makes sense. Let's see. Anyone answer this? What clone trooper, in your opinion, has the coolest armor in the Clone Wars? If we're going by legions, I think it was the 41st Scout Troopers. I think those, like the Kashyyyk Troopers, I think they had the coolest ones for sure. Yeah, we don't need to see Kanan again. That's what some of you guys are saying. Yeah. Galactic Marines are cool too, though. So then my dream for LEGO is to do like a Galactic Marines battle pack. They probably won't ever do that just because, well, it's LEGO. But that's a personal goal. Is I would love for them to do a Galactic Marines set. I think that would just be one of the coolest things ever. Either like the UT-AT cannon, or honestly, I would just love a battle pack with them. Because to me, they've always been so cool and badass. I would love to see Galactic Marines battle pack. We'll see, though. We'll see. See, Burrito likes ARC Trooper Jesse. Alright, ARF Trooper armor is pretty sweet, especially the ARF Trooper armor from, what is it, from Teth? Where they kind of had all those, like, camouflage patterns. To me, that was also a really cool one. Let's see. 41st, 501st, 104th Tango Company. Yeah, they were really cool. Airborns are cool. Yeah, tiny fonts. So for LEGO stuff, my favorite LEGO minifigure is probably the 212th Airborne. So Airborne are really cool. Playing Phase 1s, they're classic, you know. Hey, see you later, Burrito Boys. Thank you for joining, my friend. Hope you have a good one. May the Force be with you, my dude. I like my hat. Thanks, man. We got Darth Maul on here, so if anybody's got any suggestions for minifigures, put them in the chat. I'll go ahead and put another guy on here. Tuscan Raider battle pack. Oh goodness. Didn't we get a Tuscan Raider battle pack? Didn't we get some weird battle pack with like 2 Tuscan Raiders and 2 Jawas or something like that? You trying to trick us? I know we already got that. I know it's not 4 Tuscan Raiders, but I just can't believe LEGO decided, no offense Tuscan, but I just can't believe LEGO decided to make a battle pack with Tuscan Raiders and Jawas. It's still kind of funny to me. Not saying anything bad about Tuscan Raiders. Not saying anything bad about Tuscan Raiders, just it was kind of funny to me and interesting. peculiar to me that they would make a set like that. But, oh yeah, in my opinion, yeah, I agree with you, Luke. Phase 2 is definitely superior to Phase 1. As cool as Phase 1 is, I just think Phase 2 is, you can't really beat it. You can't beat Phase 2. Just so cool. So cool. Alright. Let's see. Our shout out, so the Coruscant vibe, yeah, with more dice. Yeah, it is an interesting one. Hey, we got another subscriber, Ryan123 Stone. What's up, man? Don't know if you're in the chat, or wait, I think you are in the chat. Well, thank you for subscribing, my friend. Welcome. Welcome to the crew, my dude. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Hopefully that notification popped up. I think it did. So thanks, man. My day was pretty good. Okay, my day was pretty good. I pretty much just built and recorded some stuff for tomorrow. Lately, I've been like really trying to. It seems like I've been pushing it a lot of like recording the videos last minute. So I was trying to get some more done today for the video on Sunday. Which, for the update video on Sunday, it's going to be a little different just because. Boba Fett. Whoa, we got another one. Boba Fett coming in hot. Boba Fett, how's it going? Welcome. Welcome to the crew again. Thanks for subscribing if you're in the chat, man. Thanks, Boba Fett. We have the Honorable Boba Fett is here. Eva Strum. Wow, well, they're just flying in. I don't know what's going on here, guys. We got another one. Evan Strum, what's up, dude? Welcome. Welcome to the crew. Alright. Yeah, we got the Honorable Boba Fett. Is he, I bought 3 of those Tatooine Battle Packs 2018. Honestly, I kind of wish I would have got them, because it would have been just kind of cool to have more Tuscan Raiders. Hey, Boba Fett is in the chat. What's up, man? Welcome, dude. Welcome to the stream. And thanks for subscribing, dude. Thanks, man. And Bulio, what's up, dude? Bulio is also subscribed. Welcome, man. Welcome to the stream. If you're in the stream, welcome, and thanks for subscribing, dude. That means a lot. We're getting a lot of guys in here. Thank you so much. Whoa, Tiny Fonts is back. Tiny Fonts 2. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Tiny Fonts 2. Wow, we're popping off right now. I have no idea what's going on, but I love it. I love it. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Let's see. Kai Animations. Hey, man. Again, I know you're in the chat here. Yeah. Thanks for subscribing, dude. Let's see. Yeah, honestly, I wish I would have got the Tuscan Raider set. I know I was trashing it a little bit, but I kind of wish I would have got it just to have some more Tuscan Raiders, you know? 40 for Ringo Vinda, that would be really cool. That would be awesome. That would be sweet. Yeah, building Tatooine, exactly. Michigan Bricks, exactly. Hey, see you later, Clone Wars Productions. Thanks for joining, man. Have a good one. May the Force be with you, dude. Doom Squad Battle Pack. That would be awesome as well. Although it's like, I guess you could really, I feel like Doom Squad, just obviously because we saw them on Ringo Vinda, but they are just so cool for any sort of interior hallways. I feel like that's really cool. So yeah, Doom Squad as a battle pack would be awesome. Boba Fett has arrived. Yes, he has. Tuscan Raiders would be at the Republic. So, what was it? There was a game mode in Star Wars Battlefront 2, the old one, where it was Tuscan Raiders versus Jawas. And that's a hilarious game mode to play. And then in the original Battlefront 1, Paul and I have been playing that a lot frequently, just because they have servers up and running for like multiplayer works, so you can host like a server and stuff in that game now for the OG Battlefront. Bailey Stone, what's up, man? Welcome to the channel here. Thank you for subscribing, dude. I really appreciate it. That's awesome. We're getting a lot of guys in here. This is awesome. I appreciate it, guys. This is awesome. I love this. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. But in the 2004 Battlefront, on one of the maps, it's like they have 3 factions. So it's like Empire versus Rebels, and the Tuscan Raiders have like 2 command posts. So it's a 3-way battle between Tuscan Raiders, Empire, and Rebels. And the Tuscan Raiders will target like both teams. So if you haven't played the original Battlefront 1, it is awesome. And you get some awesome battles with it, like the 3-way battles between like They do the same thing for Gungans, I guess, are in the game too, but they're on the side of the Republic, obviously. So, Ryan Stone, I think it popped up, the notification popped up again, so I don't know if that's what's going on, but we got another notification there. That's awesome. But yeah, the OG Battlefront 1, they're saying also the Gamorrean guards in that game will fight any faction. So yeah, the OG Battlefront 1 is just, it's awesome. Sometimes like we'll just fight just the Tuscan Raiders, so we'll like join the Empire and then just fight the Tuscan Raiders by themselves and not really worry about the rebels. Very fun. Really cool. Let's see. Hey, you look like me, Clone Trooper to Boba Fett. Darkside's in the chat. Uh-oh. Sarlacc Pit was nothing. I've seen worse. Oh gosh, Boba Fett. Honestly, he probably has. Back in the 1990s when I was a kid, there was some really good Fett comics. I've heard like in the 90s when kind of the Thrawn trilogy came out, there was also some really great comics that came out that kind of not many people talk about nowadays just because they came out so long ago. But I've heard there's some great comics that came out like in the 90s, which is really cool. Especially for that time period when you didn't know there was going to be any more like Star Wars movies. So my brain while choosing a set, dude, I feel the same way. When you go, I remember when I was a kid, when I would go to the store to get something, my parents or whoever I was with would always get so frustrated because I'd just sit there and be like, I can't pick. There's so many. I don't know. There's like between two of them. I can't choose which one I like more. I don't know which one. If I get this one, I can do this mock. I can build this. I can get those figures and pair them with these. Like, it would take like 2 hours for me just to choose the set. Hey, Tiny Fonts, take care, man. Thanks for joining, man. Have a good one. May the Force be with you, dude. Oh my goodness, Fives is in the chat. What's up, dude? Hey, that's awesome. That's awesome. I didn't recognize. That's awesome, dude. Thank you. Thanks for joining, man. Long time no chat, dude. That's awesome. I hope life's treating you well, man. Hope you've been doing good. Hope you've been having some fun lately. It's great to see you, dude. Yeah, exactly. A lot of people did that, where it's just like you just stand there and like I can't choose between the two of them, even though it's like, well, I'll probably get one of these eventually, but we'll see. Like it's so cool. Like just that I see other. Again, I thought I was like the only one that did that too, Southern, but that's so cool that other people did that too. My parents would just be like, dude, come on. We've been here for like 45 minutes and you're choosing between two $10 sets. Come on, just pick one. Like, no, you don't understand. You don't understand the intricacies. You don't understand the details that you have to go to pick a set. There's so much to do. You can't just pick one. You gotta look at it, hold both of them, shake both of them. You gotta do all this stuff. How much did you pay for the 2021 501st set? If you're talking about the 501st Battle Pack that came out last year, just $30. I haven't found any on sale yet, but I haven't looked in like I haven't looked in a while, so I'm sure during the summer there'll be some clearance. Yeah, stand there for 10 minutes to get to the set. Hey, thanks, Ryan. 1 million subs, wouldn't that be something, huh? Wouldn't that be sometimes I'm like, is there even 1 million like Lego Star Wars fans that would like subscribe to watch mocks? I don't even know. Like I know obviously Jang Bricks has 1 million, but he also just kind of does reviews and other stuff. But that'll be the day if somehow a mock channel, like a mock building channel, gets to 1 million. That'd be crazy. 30 minutes till I find a set I liked. Yeah. We don't serve their kind. Blast them. Good soldiers full of orders. $20, nice, man. That's awesome. It's a good deal for that set. That's a really good deal for the 501st set. Yeah, Fives. I remember those back when they were like. There's a lot of people on Instagram, but I feel like just even a couple of years ago there weren't that many. Like I felt like it was a very tight felt like I knew a lot of people on Instagram, and like do calls and stuff and all this kind of stuff. But now Instagram's kind of, at least to me, it feels like it's gotten a lot. The Lego Instagram community has gotten a lot larger. But I do remember like a lot of those times. I remember that, man. Those are some. I look back at those fond memories from 2017 and 2018. Those were kind of the 2 years, you know. It's crazy. yeah, hopefully Muunilinst will be cool. It's coming along really well so far. The latest building that I completed last episode, I'm definitely liking it. I think it's a good start for this kind of building area. But yeah. Hey, no problem, Fives. Oh, that's right, you did send me a link. I gotta check that out. I'm sorry if I didn't join. I'll go join after this for sure, man. Thanks for stopping by, Fives. It was good to talk to you again, my friend. May the force be with you. Enjoy your dinner, dude. Thanks for stopping by, man. The force be with you. And I'll make sure to check that invite again. I'll try to join that. I remember one time I had to pick between the Rebels ATDP and the First Order TIE Fighter. Mom was trying to convince me to get the walker. I never got the TIE. That First Order TIE Fighter, believe it or not, I actually really like that set. I really like it. I've got 2 of them. I think it's a really cool set, and I also like, I love the figure. The Special Forces TIE Fighter pilots are some of my favorite figures. I don't like the sequels, but I really do love the Special Forces TIE Fighter set and the actual minifigures. I don't know if you can tell. I've got 2 of them. They're like up there. One of them I found for like $30. It was crazy. But yeah, I really like that set quite a bit, especially the minifigures. I think are great. In particular, the TIE Fighter pilots. Droids, blast them. And the same thing, like what's the ceiling for YouTube channel mock building? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I think about that quite often because it's like, even when I see like Rich Boy J, I mean, he does some other videos, but he primarily mocks. Same with, I guess, First Order Lego's a great example where he's pretty much just does mocks and time lapses, and he's up there in subscribers. So to me, it's still crazy to think that there's, I don't know what he's at, like 40-some thousand people that like mocks. You know what I mean? But he doesn't do mock building. He just puts out the normal videos, which I think makes a difference. I don't know if there's that many people that like actually sitting down and watching a 10 to 20 minute thing about like how the process of building a mock is, because I know he just does like the slideshows, which I think does help gain more people because they just like seeing the finished mock. But I do really wonder how many people there are. I think it's also something to where it's like the casual Star Wars fan, I think if they were to see a mock like Coconut, let's go with yours for example, if they stumble upon Utapau like through their searches and like, hey, I remember this planet from Revenge of the Sith, and they click on it like, wow, this is amazing, this is so cool. I've never seen Lego stuff before. I know Lego exists, but I had never really paid attention to it. This is really cool. I'm gonna check out some more stuff, and then they kind of get into it. I think there's a lot of people out there that are just Star Wars fans that if they found Lego mocks, they'd think it'd be really cool. Now the probability of them finding a mock, watching the whole thing, thinking it's really cool, and then going back and watching mock videos, like the update videos, I don't know how likely that is, but I think it's really likely that just normal Star Wars fans would stumble upon Star Wars mocks and think they're really cool and want to keep up to date with them. So, but yeah, I think about it a lot too, man. It's curious. It's interesting. It's like how many people are actually out there that enjoy mock building, and that want to watch that stuff. But yeah. All right, so we've got the second side almost good here. I'm just going to kind of look at it once more. I've kind of got to get it to a certain height to put these pillars on, if that makes sense. These pillars have to be a certain height. Let's see. It's got to be 2. I think it's 2 and 2. So yeah, this one's good. But yeah. Let's see. You have a feeling it when parents say grab one set and you grab the wrong one. I think that's why the safe bet was always just the grab a battle pack, which I guess if Solidbrick Studios is correct on this one, battle packs will return sometime in the future, which is great news. I was very sad when people were like, I don't know if battle packs are going to come back after they weren't a thing this year. I was like, Lego doesn't make any sense. That's your most popular set. But to hear that they are probably going to go back to those in maybe 2022, hopefully, that does make me very excited. So they did that right. I'm happy that battle packs hopefully are returning. Sequels had some of the best figures. I guess I don't have a ton of sequel sets, so I can't really honestly say that. The only sequel sets I really have are the TIE Fighters and the First Order Transport. And I've got some of the battle packs. Honestly, you're kind of right, though, because like I said, the TIE Fighter pilots are awesome. The Flame Troopers are really cool. A lot of the First Order figures are really nice. I do enjoy them quite a bit. But that's really all I have is just First Order stuff. So don't know if I can compare a whole lot besides the First Order stuff. But the First Order figures are really cool. I've wanted to, like, something I really wanted to build that I'm probably never going to because the figures are hard to get. But I really wanted to, if I had, like, extra money, I wanted to get a bunch of the Sith Trooper battle packs. So, like, the red troopers from Episode 9. And I wanted to build, like, a pretty big, like, side of the Star Destroyer from that movie and have the red First Order troopers versus the, like, Resistance fighters and build just, like, the side of a Star Destroyer. That was something I really wanted to do, but the battle packs I don't think are on shelves anymore. And they're just too expensive nowadays, battle packs. Too much. But that was something I always wanted to do when that battle pack came out, was do like the side of a Star Destroyer. And have those Sith Troopers like battling it out like on the side of it with like turbo lasers and stuff. Let's see. I feel like the average LEGO Star Wars fan, or even a Star Wars fan, would be drawn to MOCs. Yeah. I know I find most people from their MOCs. So the other thing is, like, at Brickworld Chicago, you've got people that come in that know what LEGO is and really enjoy LEGO. You've got people that come in that just don't even know anything about LEGO. In Chicago, there's a good amount of Star Wars stuff, but I would say most of it is not Star Wars stuff. There's like a few Star Wars sections, but most of it is just random other builds and themes and really, really cool things. Lots of castle, stuff like that. I almost said last year, and that was depressing. 2019, somebody built some really cool space shuttles that kind of had like an interactive like fog machine, if that makes sense, to make it look like it was taking off. So we come across people that look at the MOCs, and you can tell are just Star Wars fans and don't really know much about LEGO, but they really intrigued and love like the whole building a battle aspect and like building a planet from Star Wars. So I know there's a lot of people out there like that because Brickworld usually has, I think, 7,000 people usually show up for like Saturday and Sunday combined. And there's a lot of people that are just, I think, regular Star Wars fans that see all these really cool things and want to get into it. So I think there are a lot of people out there like that. There's hope for the Tuscan battle pack. Oh gosh. I'm sorry. I feel like I just not make fun of Tuscan, but I give him a hard time. I would love a battle pack if they I can't even say this. If they were had a feature where they get like absolutely melted by the Crate Dragon acid from Mando, where they just one of them like runs away and they just get destroyed by that acid. I felt really bad for the Tuscans at that point because I was like, that is horrible. I was like, that is atrocious. I'm so sorry. It's like that looks horrible. But they did their job. They defeated the Crate Dragon. So good job, Tuscan Raiders. Good job, Tuscan Raiders. Hey, see you later, Kai Animations. Thanks for stopping by, man. It's full speed with you, my friend. Thanks for stopping by. Let's see. Hey, also, Coconut and Gavin, I have been creating custom LEGO minifigures I haven't posted a vid about, but I'll tell soon and could show you guys how to build them. Yeah, man. My Instagram is the same username as it is on here on YouTube, so just, this goes for everybody. Send me a message on Instagram and all. Sometimes I'm not the best at responding, so I will apologize for that up front, but I will for sure check it out. So definitely send me a message on Instagram when you get that stuff done, man. Got a pretty busy, like, even though it's summer, I thought it was going to be like not as busy as a school year, but it turns out it's just as busy, if not more busy. So been very, very busy lately. But wish Clone Wars was like where there's 10,000 droids versus a small garrison of 100, 200 clones trying to evacuate, or just in regular battles. That was my favorite type of action in Clone Wars is when the clones are outnumbered. I know that a lot of people like the giant, like, you know, thousands of clones for thousands of droids, but to me the most interesting stuff is when the clones are completely outnumbered, and they're making a last stand. I just love that. Like Captain Keeley, what else? Commander Thorn, when they get wiped out. Rex, I know it's not droids, but Rex and his snowtroopers, when all the Talls from the Trespass episode are like cornering them with spears. I just love Heavy when he's surrounded by droids. I just love like clones having to hold out against a large droid force. I've always thought that's the coolest stuff. There's what speed is. First Order officer. I barely remember the sequels, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've seen Force Awakens probably like 4 or 5 times. Last Jedi I've seen probably 5 times. Rise of Skywalker I've seen like twice. So I'll be honest with you, I don't know much about sequels. But hey, Robert Mace, hey man, thanks man, I appreciate it, dude. Appreciate it. And I mean, if I watched them now, I probably wouldn't get as upset as I did in the theater, just because I was so disappointed by those movies in the theater. I think if I watch them now, I'd be a little more forgiving because I don't have these high expectations. Like Rise of Skywalker, to me, I can just sit down and watch it, and I can enjoy it, even though there's a lot of dumb stuff in there with Palpatine. But I can sit down and enjoy it. Force Awakens, the first, 40 minutes, I think, are incredible, and then it just kind of falls off for me. And then Last Jedi is just kind of so-so, in my opinion. But humor in Last Jedi, I do not like the humor in Last Jedi. I remember we were sitting in, Paul and I, we went to see all the Star Wars movies together, and I remember we were sitting in the theater, and Paul, I mean, we both didn't like Episode 7, and Paul was very adamant. He's like, I just am not excited at all for Last Jedi. I was like, dude, just give it a chance, all right? I'm going in with an open mind. I'm going to try to enjoy this as much as I can and not even think about Episode 7. And right at the beginning of the movie, there's like the your mom jokes, and we just kind of look at each other, and he just kind of smiles at me because he's like, yeah, I told you so. And then when Luke throws his lightsaber over the shoulder, I just sat there. I was like, and then Paul's like, yeah, I told you so. You're not going to like this movie. I was like, yeah. You're right. You're right. You're right, failure. Flashbacks to Alien. Those are good movies, dude. I recently watched Alien. I think I watched most of them, if not all of them. I might have missed 1 or 2 recently. But they were on HBO Max, and I watched a lot of them, and I really like the second one quite a bit. And there goes that. The Aliens, where it's like the action one, I really like the second Aliens. And then there's also a lot of Call of Duty, like COD 4 references in Aliens, the second Alien movie. So I really like that. So that's where COD 4 got a lot of their inspiration. Like, I like to keep this for close encounters. And a lot of the names of the soldiers are the same in COD 4 as they are in that movie. So I do like the Aliens movies quite a bit. Alright, so I don't even know how well you can see this other side, but I'm just going to kind of work through it here pretty quickly. Essentially what I've found for this type of building, which is like placing all these kind of bricks and plates, is when I try to go quick, I kind of feel like I get into this zone where I can just go. If I sit here and, take one piece off, like, I don't like where that goes, and try to put it somewhere else, I spend 20 minutes, and I'm like, I haven't even put more than 2 pieces down. So I try to go fairly quickly to kind of get into the flow, and then I'll go back and kind of change things, but, yeah. Thorn's Last Stand. For Republic! It's great. Yeah, I'm with you, Scott. That was just this. It was so bad. It was so bad. JJ did better with the humor. Yeah, I think that was more Star Wars humor than Last Jedi. And I actually love Rian Johnson. Here we go. I love Rian Johnson as a director because all of his other movies I love. Last Jedi I don't like. If you guys haven't seen his other movies, his first movie was called Brick, starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt, I believe. That was like his first indie movie, and that's a great, great movie. Looper I watched of his, and it was pretty good, and then Knives Out was really good. So I like his other movies, just no touch Star Wars, please. No touch me Star Wars. Yes, Southern, there you go. The second one's great. I love the second one. And it just freaks me out, the whole concept of those aliens, like, harvesting, and it just freaks me out. Creeps me out. Yeah, Knives Out was really good. It's really good. I would actually be open to Rian Johnson directing a episode of Mandalorian, believe it or not. As long as he doesn't write the episode, have Filoni or Favreau write the episode, and have Rian Johnson direct the episode, because he's great at directing TV. He's done some great episodes with Breaking Bad, so I'd be open to him directing an episode of Mando. I just don't think he should write that episode. Just direct it, and I think it'd be a pretty good episode. Just keep the writing with Favreau and Filoni. Alright, so once I kind of get this outer thing done, I'm going to go ahead and probably either do some of these pillars, or I'll probably just start on the inner part. So if you guys haven't seen the previous episode, so this bottom part right here, essentially I replicate that up top. It's just a lot smaller, and it'll kind of go up like this, and then the roof goes on top of that. So yeah, you're right, Southern. That's what's so cool about them. It's hard to compare the first two Alien movies, because the first one's like a horror movie and the second one's an action movie, so kind of hard to compare them. But also, they're still really cool. Let's see. I'm trying to look at who I should grab for figures here to put on my hat. Let's see. Biggs. I got Biggs. Biggs might be able to go up on here. I think Clone Productions left, so don't really want to do. Can't do an ARC Trooper if he's not here. I don't know. Let me know if you guys think of anything to put in there, or put on top of the hat. Let's see. Facehugger. It just freaks me out, dude. Quarren minifigures? Oh, how cool would that be? I feel like there's a couple of species that they haven't really done too many of yet. Quarren that's a great call, Southern. I would absolutely love Quarren in minifigure form, because you can have them on land. They don't have to be, right? So in the water the whole time, you can have them on land, which means you could build a whole bunch of different mocks with the Quarren people. So I would love a Quarren set, or Quarren, like, I mean, a set would be cool, but just, honestly, would be a cool Mando set would be that ship that he, in the one episode with Bo-Katan, would be a really cool set, is that, like, boat that Mando rides on, where you could have Mando, Grogu, Bo-Katan, and then you could have, like, a bunch of Quarren, and, like, the set could open up at the bottom, and they could have, like, a brick built, kind of like what they did with the Sarlacc pit, kind of underneath. For that one creature that they're kind of fishing for or whatever. That'd be a really cool set to get a bunch of Quarren in. I've said it before, though, is I would love to see somebody build the Water War battle from Clone Wars with Princely Char and Riff Tamsin, the shark dude. I would love if anybody tried to build that particular battle, because I think that would be a really cool battle. It'd be kind of hard to do. I don't know how exactly you do it. But I just think it'd be so cool for someone to build that particular battle. I think it'd be awesome. Somebody should do it. But you would need Quarren figures and, like, Aqua Droids, so maybe not. That would be tough to do with the Aqua Droids. I guess you could brick build the Aqua Droids, but Quarren would be the hard part too, if they don't have them. If Lego's never made them. Yoda versus Dooku on hat. I've got Yoda. I don't have Dooku, surprisingly enough. Guess I could do Yoda versus good old Palpy Palps. Could do that. Could do Yoda versus Palps. Vaughn is overrated. What? I mean, he's only in one episode, so I think it's kind of hard to call him overrated or not overrated, because he's only in one episode. So, kind of a hard thing for Vaughn, but he is cool, though, and you feel bad for him. But he's a cool character. I don't know if you call him overrated or not, because he's only in one episode, so I don't know. Who knows? General Sharkmouth, dude, he was scary. If you notice, one of the clones, he grabs by the leg, and he, like, shakes all over the place, and he, like, snaps their leg. It's like, and they cover it up a little bit with bubbles, but it's not fully covered up, and it's pretty gnarly. Like, he's just ripping apart clones with ease. Like, can you imagine you're a clone trooper? You're on the Venator, and you're like, hey, we finally get to use our scuba gear. Let's go. And like, all right, what's the mission? Yeah, there's a civil war going on between the Quarren and the Mon Cala, and the Quarren have some droids with them. You know, no big deal. It should be pretty easy. They drop in. You know, they're going about. They're like, oh wow, this is a massive battle. It's like, what the hell is that? And then just a giant shark with like humanoid features come in and just chop your buddy, like chop the clone next to you, his leg off. It's like, did they brief the clones like, hey, you might run into this guy who's like a shark, but he can talk. You might run into this guy, but I don't think they told any of those clones. So they just jumped into that water like, yeah, we got this. Finally get to use our scuba gear. And then, yeah, it doesn't end very well for them, but I've always found that kind of interesting. Poor clones. Poor clones. Alrighty. Doesn't look as good. Alrighty, let's see here. Why do you think they've only released Queen Amidala once? I don't know, dude. You can't, when you try to think about reasons why Lego does stuff, it's who knows. There are so many things that they could do just to make like an absurd amount of money very quickly if they really wanted to. Confuses me sometimes, you know. It's like, hey, we'll give you this list of ideas, and if you make them, you're probably gonna be pretty successful. Even though I know they're already very successful, but it's like, hey, you can make a lot more money. You can make a lot more money if you do a couple of these things. Not that hard. You can do a couple of these things, and you'll make a lot more money. But yeah, they won't. Yeah, don't piss off the shark. Exactly. All right, let's grab some figures here to put on. Go get myself Master Yoda and good old Palpy Palp. Good old Palps. Alright, let's see here. There's Yoda. And I just need to find Palpatine. Hold on, everybody. The problem is sometimes I'm like, I don't know where exactly I put some of my dudes. Oh, here he is. Actually, I kind of show you guys something here. I'm sorry, I don't remember where exactly I got these from. But essentially, I'll kind of get this out in a second. For Christmas one year, I got these really cool, let's see if you can see them on here. Kind of these display cases. Again, I don't know where they're called, so I'm really, really sorry, but I've got, you can get, it's like a glass right here, and there's little stands for them to go on, so I've got like all my Imperial and First Order guys in here. So that's kind of how I store a lot of my figures. I've got two of these. One's like for my First Order guys, and then the other one is for my history figures, so like Napoleonic era and like World War II stuff. Alright, so I'm getting Palpatine set up. Alright, here we go. Back, got Yoda and Palpy Palp. Let's see, what do we got, Opinion on Lando? Let me see here. What's your opinion on Lando? We have 100 Han Solo figures. 100 Luke figs, best when Lando extremely rare. You know, I've never really considered that before. Very interesting. There are a lot of figures, but not for Han and Leia and Luke, but I guess Leia too. Not a ton, at least that you can get for cheap. Same with Lando. My guess would be they want to include some sort of exclusiveness to Lando and Leia, to where it's like they want you to have an incentive to buy like the Cloud City UCS set, where it's like, hey, you can't really get Lando and Leia in a lot of these cheaper sets, so maybe it's more of an incentive to get the more expensive Cloud City sets. I don't know. It's a good question. Alright, Yoda is here. Palpy Palp. Get them going here, battling each other. Master Yoda, you survived. So, there we got Palps. Oops. Palps and Yoda. Guess this is Palpatine with his hood on. This is the Palpatine from Palpatine Shuttle, which is one of my favorite sets ever, actually. I really love the Palpatine Shuttle set. I think it's really cool. Palpatine Shuttle is a great set. Let's see. Why do you think in the first episode of Bad Batch every clone looked the same? So I think there's a couple things for that. One thing is I think they mostly just did that to show, like, hey, these guys are, like, they look like the Empire now. Even though it's like, hey, the war just ended, we're still going to have a lot of these clones with Legion markings. Which, it's a little frustrating in the show when, like, they're only showing plain troopers because they're really trying to push forward the idea of, like, hey, they're the Empire. Look, they look like stormtroopers, but it's like, hey, there's, like, my biggest thing was when they were on Seleucami, instead of having plain troopers, let's have the 91st and Commander Neo, because they were just on, in Revenge of the Sith, they were on Seleucami. We saw them there. This takes place right after Episode 3. It's just a nice tie-in for Clone Wars. Like, I think it would just been a nice tie-in to have, like, Commander Neo and the 91st on Seleucami instead of plain troopers, but I think the reason they did it was because they're showing, hey, the clones are getting stripped of their individuality. No more haircuts, no more paints, no more tattoos, no more Legion markings. You lose your identity. You're no longer an individual. You are a number, and that's how tyrannical governments all throughout history look at their people. That's how the Empire views people, is you're a number. You're not an individual. You are a number. You are a means to an end. We don't care about your individuality. You are just a number. So I think that's kind of what they're trying to get at, is they're showing you that, hey, these clones are not the clones you used to love. They have no individuality anymore, which is fine, and it's a cool story beat. But I just kind of wish they would have shown, like, some clone legions, like the 91st when they were on Seleucami. But yeah, don't. Yeah, the Ryloth creatures that Obi-Wan and the 212th fight off against in the Ryloth episodes. Yeah, you don't want to make those guys upset either. That's for sure. My favorite line is when Obi-Wan's, like, doing the Force thing, and one of the clones is like, incredible, and then Cody's like, quiet, rookie. Like, that's one of my favorite lines. I just love it. So anytime out in public, or anytime when any of my friends say, incredible, I just go, quiet, rookie. Like, I think it's just such a badass line from Cody, because he's the best clone. He's my favorite clone. He is my favorite clone, for sure. Alright. Put that there. Put that right there. Getting very close to having this top part mostly complete. Alright, so let's see here. Keep that off. Come on. Keep that off, and I'll put let's see. Let's go with one more masonry. One, two, yeah, we'll do that one right there. Okay. Let's see. Hey, Carter, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream, dude. Favorite Attack of the Clones set? Definitely, well, can't say definitely. I think the 2013 wave of LEGO Star Wars was great. So, like, all the Geonosis sets in Attack of the Clones for the 2013 wave are, like, some of my favorite sets. I think they are incredible. If I had to pick one, I'd go with the gunship. Even though the ATTE is awesome, I think the gunship it's just, you can't beat it. But, that wave was just incredible. 2013 was a great wave. The battle packs, the Corporate Alliance, Tank Droid, gunship, ATTE, Spider Walker, like, oh, they were just some great sets. Nice long hair. Yeah, my hair's getting, need a haircut soon. But yeah, I've usually got the long, semi-long hair going. Not as long as Coconut. I don't know if Coconut's still here, but not that long. Definitely not that long. But I've got a little bit of the curls going on. But Hey, King Jake, welcome, man. Welcome to stream. Thanks for joining, dude. Hope you've been having a good week. Hope you had a good day. Do you wish Siege of Mandalore Denal died instead of dying in Season 2? Everybody forgets about Denal. Like, it's so sad. He just kind of gets forgotten because he's in Season 2 and he's in a couple episodes in Season 1, but he always gets forgotten. Like, there's that one line in Clone Wars Season 7 during the Bad Batch episodes where Rex is, like, he's talking with Cody. He's like, oh, all the clones we lost, and he names off, like, Echo, Fives, Heavy, and then he just completely doesn't mention Denal. Like, dude, you fought with this man, like, you knew him, like, right at the beginning of the Clone Wars. He's been with you, like, he was actually with you from the start. And yeah, he died a long time ago, but you can't forget him, dude. You can't forget him, man. Yeah, he gets overlooked quite a lot, but I think it would have been really emotional if he was one of the clones that did survive until Siege of Mandalore. But I know we got that one clone, I think his name is Ridge, who was in the Clone Wars movie, and then you hear clones say his name, and he's one of the guys that gets killed by Maul. So he made it all the way to the end of the war just to get killed by Maul, but I think his name is Ridge. Yeah. Yep, favorite says, there you go, Clone Motion Gunship, there you go. Truly belong with us among the clouds. That's such a great line. Yo, it's Smoothie. Yeah, Lando's awesome. Although episode 9, he had a couple good lines in episode 9, and I loved seeing him with Chewie in the cockpit of the Falcon. That was really cool. Maybe a squad of assassin droids storming the command post where Obi-Wan and Fordo at. So I do want to have a dirge. I want to brick build him, if that makes sense, to make him the correct proportions. And I'm going to have assassin droids because I'm going to build the speeder bikes that the clones have and the speeder bikes that the assassin droids have. And we've had a few donations from the past few streams. All the donations have been like going towards the speeder bike fund. So getting a lot of donations to build like a pretty big speeder bike charge for the front half of the MOC, so that way where the big battlefield's at, that's where I want to have a lot of the speeder bike battle between the Lancer clones and the assassin droids. So we'll definitely have that, and then Dirge will probably be there fighting Obi-Wan. Previous streams I've mentioned I don't have enough room left in the MOC to build the giant command center tower, like the cannon that Fordo and his men attack. I just don't have enough room in the MOC to do that right now, and I don't have enough pieces to expand the MOC. So if you go back to the last stream, I don't remember where it is exactly, but I kind of outlined an idea to where I will be able to build that separately and do like this other separate thing because I really want to include the gunship crash and the big giant tower, but I don't have enough room currently in the MOC, and I don't have enough pieces to expand the MOC. So I've kind of been playing around with ideas to fix that. And I don't know if I won't make an announcement on anytime soon. It'll be something that would happen at the end of this current MOC series. But short version is, since I'm not able to include like the gunship, I can include the gunship crash, but it just won't be very big, and I don't think it'll do it justice. And I can't include that giant tower that I really want to build with the cannon on it, with that command post that you're talking about. The thing I've been throwing around in my head is completing this MOC and not adding any of that stuff and just having all these pretty big buildings. And then once I tear this down, the next MOC series, instead of doing a new planet, is perhaps I tear this MOC down and use this same size of a MOC. So this 6-foot table, and just make it entirely the city. And have like the first fourth or the first half, maybe just like the first fourth of the table be the gunship crash. So do it actually a really big gunship crash, do it justice, and then have a bunch of buildings, and then at the very back of the MOC have the giant tower that Fordo and his men climb up on with the cannon. So that's something I've been throwing around, is possibly doing that as the next MOC series, is just creating a Muunilinst Part 2 where it's pretty much just the city area, and it includes all the iconic things that I really want to include with the gunship crashing and the giant tower. So I don't know if I'll do that. That's just been something I've been throwing around in my head because I'm realizing I'm kind of running out of room down here at the end of the table to include all the things that I want to include, and I'm running out of parts to kind of do any of that and or expand the MOC. So that's kind of what I've been throwing around lately, is doing like a Part 2 where it's another MOC series of Muunilinst, but the entire table is like the city, and have like the really big gunship crash and the ginormous tower. So I don't know if I'll do that yet. It's way too early to say, that's just something I've been thinking about as I'm kind of getting to the end of the table here for actually trying to make these buildings. So we'll see if that happens or not. I'm kind of leaning towards maybe doing that because I really want to include some of those iconic things, but I don't want to. Right now, there's only 1, 2, 3. There's only 3 16 by 16 plates left till the edge of the mock, and it's not enough room to do like the gunship crash and use like an actual custom gunship with a Lego gunship. So I'd have to do a really, really small one, which some people have had some really good suggestions for, which I probably will still do, but I want to just be able to do it justice with the good custom gunship model and actually have it be really big and focus on it. So who knows if we'll do it. I don't know if that sounds exciting or not for me to do like a part 2 to Muunilinst where I do all the really cool big city stuff, but we'll see. For now, I'm going to focus on this mock and make a couple more awesome large-scale buildings. So he should have been ARC Trooper and died with Jesse for Decal. Decal and ARC Trooper armor phase 2 would have been a really, really cool like armor design, I feel like. I mean, his armor was already cool enough as it was. I just feel like he would have a really, really cool armor design if he was in phase 2. I feel like he'd just have like the coolest armor design, and then combine that with an ARC Trooper. Now that would be really, really cool. Hey, Jude the Dude, what's up, man? Would Dirge be in his armor or true form? I'd love to make him in his armor. Although I saw somebody on Instagram, I don't remember who it was, who built Dirge in like his weird kind of tentacle form, and it looked really, really good. So I haven't decided whether or not to make him in his true form or with the armor. I'd like to do his armor, because when he's on the speeder bike, he still has his full armor on. So I'd like to do the full armor, but we'll see how we do that. So that'll probably be its own episode sometime. We'll be focusing on building a custom Dirge, and then I'm also going to have probably just one episode, maybe 2, on building the custom speeder bikes. So those are kind of some more episodes I've got planned here in the future. But okay, I think I'm going to plug in my laptop here. We don't want to have any more catastrophes like that one stream where the computer may or may not have run out of battery in the middle of the stream. But yeah, I don't know if that sounds interesting to you guys or not. Let me know, to do like a part 2 to Muunilinst and include all the really cool epic things and actually make them really, really big instead of super small. Plugged in, so we are good there. Oh, I guess I could go turn on that light too. There we go. Now we're looking pretty good. All right, what do we got here? Custom gunship. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Is I won't be able to do any sort of custom gunship for this one, but if we do a phase 2 of Muunilinst, then I would probably try to build either a custom gunship or just like use the Lego version but make it like destroyed. So, not sure yet. We shall see. We shall see. Can you add Obi-Wan to your hat? Ooh, I like that. I have the high ground. Just add Obi-Wan for the high ground. Now we could use this General Kenobi, or I could go grab the other Obi-Wan, but he's kind of far away. I also have the super 2005 Obi-Wan, actually. I'm going to grab that, because that's like one of my all-time favorite figures. Is this 2005 Obi-Wan Kenobi. Absolutely love this figure. Very nostalgic for me, and one of my... Okay, alright, camera. You don't need to focus, I guess. One of my favorite figures is this old... I think this is from General Grievous's wheel bike. So I love this figure. Very nostalgic and very classic for me. So Master Yoda and good old Palps will be done with their battle. We'll get Obi-Wan going up here. I remember as a kid I played with this figure so much. Like this was a guy that like a figure that I would just mess around and play with all the time when I was a kid. So that great figure, great suggestion, my friend. Imagine how dangerous Anakin would be if he didn't get burnt and was at full power. Yeah, so full suit of Beskar, well, just make it that would make him like pretty much invincible. But if he never got burnt, that was kind of the big, like, Palpatine's big disappointment, because it was like he would have, if Obi-Wan wouldn't have beat him, Anakin would have been almost unstoppable. But that's the thing with the dark side, is it's like they always strived for ultimate power, but you like the whole thing where Obi-Wan's like, it's the high ground thing is a joke. I mean, not a joke, but it's a meme now. But it's a very serious moment, because it's like the dark side, you strive for ultimate power, and you kind of get this narrow vision to where you're very ignorant and you think you can do anything and not really have any consequences or get hurt. And obviously that's Anakin, just like he just wiped out the entire Jedi temple. He just killed all the separatists, effectively ending the war. And he's feeling pretty confident, and he's like, yeah, this is my old master, I can beat him up. But it's like Obi-Wan trained Anakin. Anakin failed to realize, I guess Darth Vader at that point, failed to realize that he's fighting his master. He's not fighting some random Jedi. This Obi-Wan trained him. And then the whole thing with the high ground meme, but it's a fairly serious moment where it's like, I have the high ground, and Obi-Wan's like, yeah, Obi-Wan's like, Anakin, you're not going to win this one. And Anakin just doesn't, he's too blinded by the dark side. It's like, you underestimate my power. At this point, he thinks he has ultimate power over anybody, and he can beat anybody, but he jumps and he tries to take out Obi-Wan on the high ground, but he just doesn't work for him. So that's the cool thing about the dark side and what George put into the prequels, and why I love them so much. And I guess when he gets redeemed in the original trilogy too, but it's like the dark side is very tempting for a lot of people, because, and again, real world connections here, that power, that ultimate power, and wanting power, whether you had good intentions to start off with or not, ultimately you falling down the dark side and you wanting to obtain power and being very power hungry and wanting to be this all-powerful being who can do whatever he wants. It gives and it takes. The dark side, it gives you things, but it takes stuff away from you. And the dark side gave Anakin a lot of power, and in his mind he thought he was going to be able to save Padme, so he thought he was getting that power, but it takes stuff away from you. It takes a lot away from you. And Anakin just didn't, in that moment, he just didn't even, he was so blinded by dark side, and that's the thing with the dark side, is you don't see the full picture, especially when your hatred is driving your emotions. You don't think straight. When hatred is driving your decision making, when emotions in general are kind of making, especially in a sword fight versus your master with lightsabers over a fiery hot lava pit, his hatred was driving his emotions, and his mindset, his thinking was all about hatred, and that's the only thing he was thinking about. And that's not a smart thing to do, especially against a composed Jedi master. You're going to lose a lot of the time, especially if that Jedi master trained you and has the high ground. So sorry, that was a little bit of a rant, but that's, I love the prequels, because it can get deep, where it's like dark side gives and the dark side takes away. And for Anakin, it was like, you think you're all powerful and you think you can just beat Obi-Wan because you're a Sith now, and it's not. No. It's not how it works. Got a good idea for Dirge. Speeder bikes, maybe do the first fight scene with Dirge and Obi-Wan in the background. Oh, so like the actual lightsaber with Obi-Wan fighting Dirge, that would also be really cool. Because it could be either Obi-Wan and Dirge could be on the speeder bikes, or kind of what you're saying is maybe Dirge and Obi-Wan have crashed somewhere and they're kind of doing their little battle, but we still have the speeder bike charge going on all around everybody. That would be cute. George Lucas said Anakin was only 80% of Palp's power after getting burned, but Anakin would have been 200 of Palp's power if he'd not getting burned, yeah. And yeah, because of the dark side, it's crazy. I love it. Not the dark side. Don't love the dark side. I love how deep the prequels are and what certain things mean for characters. Favorite Jedi? Obi-Wan. I love Obi-Wan. He's my favorite. Hey, clone motion, nice. You're going to do a stop motion. So for reference, if you're looking at other people to watch, I would look at Squad 42, which was an old older, well, he came out with a new one, which was spectacular, but he had some older Squad 42 stuff, and they were very classic back in the day, and everybody loved them. So I would go check out that stuff, because there were some great classic ones. More recent stuff, Forest Fire 101. He's got some of the best animations out there. I would check out any of his recent stuff. It's super, super smooth and really good. You've also got Keshin 8, who did some great stuff, but right off the bat, I would check out Squad 42, and I would check out Forest Fire 101. Forest Fire doesn't always do Star Wars stuff, but he's got a lot of really good stop motions on there. And then what's the other one? I think he's, Brick Brothers Workshop, I think is his name. He does a lot of Lord of the Rings stuff, Harry Potter. He does some Star Wars stuff. But what's cool about his videos is he posts the stop motion, and then he normally posts a behind-the-scenes video. So if you're wanting to get some really good behind-the-scenes stuff, Brick Brothers Workshop, he does a lot of really good, great behind-the-scenes breakdowns of like what he's doing and stuff. So that's who I would go check out for sure, some of those guys. ARC Troopers versus Commandos. For sure, man. I don't know if I'll have Commandos in this mock or not, because they weren't in the 2003 battle, so I'm not sure if Commandos would be in this. Commando droids would be in this mock. Not sure. Phantom Menace. Why couldn't Qui-Gon save Anakin's mom? So they're saying the Jedi have to follow the orbit. Expensive 10s. Or yeah, I forget. I feel like Star Wars Explained did a video on this earlier. I feel like he did. I really feel like he did a video on this earlier, and there's a good explanation for it. It's a very, very weird thing, but I figured it's more of just like it's such a tough thing, because like Qui-Gon, just take her with you. Like, it's not going to do anything. Ultimately, it's the story reason Anakin has to leave her, and it's a lot of his emotional draw. But I feel like Star Wars Explained did a really good video on this recently, but it's always perplexed me as well. I was like, just take her with you. Even if you're obeying the local law, it's like she's still she's a slave. I mean, help her, But it's got to be something to do with like taking back to the Jedi Order, or Anakin. Maybe they don't want Anakin to be with his mom because Jedi are not supposed to have any attachments. So maybe they don't want his mom to be on Coruscant with Anakin. I don't know. There's a lot of explanations, and that one really was a hard one to kind of figure out. But hey, no problem, man. Thanks for stopping by, Clone Motion Studios. Full speed with you, my friend. Thanks for stopping by, dude. Oh, that's right. Southern, you're right. Yeah, internal bomb that would go off if they left the planet. I forgot about that. I totally forgot about that. Now that you mentioned that, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what Star Wars Explained did the video on. And I don't remember, is that something they added recently, or has that always been something? Because obviously they don't mention it in the movie, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know when they added that in, but I totally forgot about that. But it's a good explanation. Good explanation. All right, so I just need to count how many. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, goodness. Sorry. I just need to count how many studs we've got over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 5 studs. Alrighty. Hey, what's up, Bender Brick? How's it going, man? Welcome to the stream, dude. It wasn't Phantom Menace? Okay, I don't remember them saying anything about that, but it's been a while since I've watched it. Okay. Let's see. Indeed, you guys know your stuff. You do have reached the rank of Jedi Master. Republic doesn't exist out here. Republic outlawed slavery years ago. Republic doesn't exist out here. Alright. So, I'm going to grab... Where did I put the rest of those? Oh, here they are. Got to bring out the big, heavy reinforcements here. Oh. Bring out a bucket of 2x4s because I'm going to be working on this top part here, which is going to require a good amount of 2x4s here. So this top part, I'll kind of work on this next with 2x4s. You're going to do the big gate at the entrance of the city, the big gate at the entrance of the city. So I've got it's not like it takes inspiration from that big gate, but I've got multiple pillars and then like a little archway entrance. I went over, I forget which episode it was in. It was one of the earlier episodes. I kind of did like this mini entrance area. It's definitely not as big as the one in the show, but I've kind of got these archways with some cool angles and a bunch of pillars. So let's see. Okay. Ooh, that might. I've now just thought of that would also be kind of cool, is if like one stream you guys came with a bunch of like trivia questions and I tried to do some Star Wars trivia. I only watch the movies like maybe once a year, because I try to make it like a special event. But I've done some trivia. Like at my school, there was a trivia, Star Wars trivia contest at my college. I showed up and it was a bunch of, what you just call normal students who aren't super into Star Wars. So I started answering just a lot of them correct, and people were just like very confused, like, why do you know this stuff? Unfortunately, one guy did beat me. I was very upset. One guy did beat me. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One guy did beat me, I think, by one question. It was either one or two questions. And I would be a lot more upset, but I lost on the two questions. Like, two of the questions I missed were about the sequel trilogy. So, and I don't care about the sequels really at all. So I really don't know much about the sequels. So I wasn't too sad about losing on sequel questions, but Star Wars trivia is pretty fun. There's also something called the, I don't know if you guys have heard of this, called the Movie Trivia Schmodown. It's one of my favorite things out there to watch. It's essentially a movie trivia sports league, where they've got competitors from all over the world who kind of partake in these trivia games for movies. And there's like something called the Inner Geekdom League, which is like geek movies and like Marvel, DC, and stuff like that. And then they have a Star Wars League, which is really fun. Alex Damon from Star Wars Explained is in it, and a couple of other Star Wars people from the community. So definitely check out the Movie Trivia Schmodown if you guys have not seen it. It's one of my favorite things to watch. So sometimes I'll play along with the Star Wars matches, and they get some pretty deep questions lately. It's pretty crazy, but Alex Damon was the champion for a long time. So go figure. The guy that does Star Wars for a living was the Star Wars champion. But definitely go check it out. Even if you guys aren't huge movie people, maybe just the 5, just check out the Star Wars division at first, and you'll probably end up watching the other divisions later. But it's also got lots of good story elements. So it's kind of like sports trivia mixed, or sports trivia, movie trivia mixed with like some WWE like storylines. So there's like heels, so good guys and bad guys, like characters per se, and there's like cutscenes and all this cool stuff. But definitely really like Movie Trivia Schmodown. So if you want to practice your Star Wars trivia, go check that out. In particular, the Star Wars matches. Hey, see you later, Jude the Dude. Thanks for stopping by, man. May the Force be with you, my friend. Summertime. Captain Rex is here. Nice, dude. You got done with your stuff? Congrats, man. Congrats, dude. Good feeling to get done with school, right? Congrats, man. Hope everything went well for you, dude. Hope everything went over smoothly and you're excited for summer. Alright, so you can kind of see this layout right here, and then I'm going to kind of build this up, and that'll be the second layer. So I'm out of plates, like detailed plates, so like 2x2s and 1x2s for light gray. So essentially what that means is I've been switching to bricks primarily and masonry bricks. So you'll kind of notice that in here there's not as many plates as the other one. So that's kind of what I've been switching to for this particular part. So essentially what I've been doing is the corners of each of these. So you'll kind of notice in here the kind of corners are masonry brick, and then the middle is like normal brick. So that's kind of the design I've been going with for this. Again, I'd like to make them a lot more detailed, but I've run out of a lot of plates. And we've also got I've talked about this a few times before, when building large-scale mocks, you have to kind of strike a balance between making stuff detailed, but also having enough parts to finish the mock, because when you're building in such a large scale, you can't afford to use up all of your parts on just one section of the build, because if you do that, then you're not going to have any more parts left over for the other buildings, in particular when we're talking about this mock where there's lots of different buildings. So you got to kind of find a way to conserve parts while still making it detailed. So that's something I've been really trying to work on in this build, because the buildings for Muunilinst just take up so many parts. I didn't expect it to take up so many parts, but these buildings just take up a ton of pieces. So I've been having to switch up a few designs, and they're not as detailed as I would like, but it's saving parts in order to keep making larger buildings in different parts of the city. The sequels don't exist, exactly. Qui-Gon was forcing Anakin to run all the way to the ship. It is kind of funny. Anakin, drop! I love, one of my favorite shots in Phantom Menace is when, after Qui-Gon jumps on the ramp and they all take off, the ship kind of flies off, and then you get the shot of Darth Maul when he's behind you. The camera's behind Darth Maul, and you see the ship fly off in the distance, and then Darth Maul just kind of has his lightsaber, and this epic music kind of plays. I don't know why, but it's just one of my favorite shots of the whole movie. Darth Maul just turns his lightsaber off, and he's like, "Yep, they got away." So I guess I could do. Let's see. Yeah, we'll start on this side. Qui-Gon had to catch his 9-year-old up on all the physical training he missed out on. See, that's the in canon answer. Master Qui-Gon, sir, I've been wondering, why do I have to run so much? Alright. So I'll probably go for a little bit longer here. We've been going for close to 2 hours, so we'll probably go a little bit longer here and then start to wrap it up here pretty soon. Normally I don't focus as much on building, and I try to talk a little bit more and get into some deeper conversations, but I need to have an episode out tomorrow, and I have a lot of building left to do, so I kind of had to focus more on building this time around to make sure I have enough stuff done for the episode tomorrow. And that's my own fault, so for not working ahead long enough. Clone Motion Studios is back. Grab that. But I think even in this stream, you guys have seen the build kind of get pretty good amount of progress on it here, which is awesome. And yeah, I do apologize about not figuring out that how to get the robot voice to read donations out and stuff, but I think you've got to pay extra for that if I'm not mistaken. So I was like, you know what? I don't think I'll be doing that. Hey, no problem, Clone Motion. There's a lot of, that's just a lot of older channels that I used to follow a lot. So there's probably a lot more, new channels out there that I just haven't really discovered yet. So I'm sure you could find a bunch more animators out there that are kind of more ones that have been popular recently, because stop motion was really big back in the day as well. So I mostly just kind of know a lot of the bigger guys. Well, not personally know them, but watch their videos from Pizza Movies and famous Squad 42 and all the stuff like that. So alrighty. Qui-Gon Jinn caused the galaxy so much suffering just by telling that one word. Anakin, drop. You're right, dude. You're right. Could have saved the galaxy a lot of trouble, but so I guess that's the prophecy of the chosen one. What's this look like? Yeah, not the best. Go. That's a little better. There we go. Cool. There. Put you there. There we go. Qui-Gon was the last true Jedi. Qui-Gon, so Qui-Gon recently in the past couple years has become pretty much my, I mean Obi-Wan's my favorite, but I've gotten a lot of appreciation recently for Qui-Gon for lots of different reasons. I just feel like his philosophy of kind of how he conducts himself with the Jedi Council and around Obi-Wan and just kind of how he looks at the Force in general, more recently to me has become one of the most interesting parts about Phantom Menace is Qui-Gon and how he's shown throughout the story, and kind of how he doesn't always go along with what the council says. He kind of chooses his own path, and there's that line where Obi-Wan's saying, don't upset the council again. He's trying to take on two Padawans at once, and just the way he talks to Obi-Wan where, you know, it's like, Master Yoda told me to be mindful of the future, and then Qui-Gon's like, not at the expense of the moment. He's so wise in episode 1, and then like my favorite line of his that was my graduation quote in high school was your focus determines your reality. I think that's just a great line to kind of think about all the time when I'm kind of going about daily life and stuff. So Qui-Gon has become one of my favorite characters over the past few years, just because I feel like back when I was a kid you don't really think about too much of his character. You're just kind of watching him fight Maul and you're sad when he goes out, but it's a tragic story because he was, I think, one of the better Jedi in terms of, like, he didn't have, like, he saw fairly clearly. He didn't get bogged down in just, like, the politics of the Jedi Council, how the Council got just bogged down all the time with lots of the stupid stuff they worried about, and a lot of the code that they strictly followed, and Qui-Gon just was kind of outside of those boundaries. So I've just come to appreciate Qui-Gon a lot more. And I also read more about him in Dooku Jedi Lost, which is a really good audiobook about Count Dooku's backstory, where you get a lot more into Qui-Gon and Dooku, and I just think Qui-Gon recently has become one of my favorite characters, and it's a lot more tragic now. And then even his wisdom in the Clone Wars episodes when he's guiding Yoda through like the different Force realms to try to figure out how to become a Force ghost and whatnot. I think he's got some great lines in there, and I just think Qui-Gon has become one of the best Star Wars characters to me nowadays. So, hey, thanks Clone Motion Studios. Coconut's an awesome guy. Coconut's awesome. He and I commented, we kind of watched each other's videos back, I guess it was a year ago now. I would kind of see him comment on my videos every once in a while, and I would check out his Utapau building episodes every once in a while, and then all of a sudden, like next thing you know, he exploded and got a ton of subscribers, which is so good to see, because he's I've never like met him in person obviously, but just the interactions I've had with him through comments and live streams, he's a super nice guy, so I'm glad to see him having as much success as he is. It's awesome. And I hope he can go to a LEGO convention soon, because I really want to meet him. Because he seems like an awesome guy. But yeah, it's been awesome to see him grow. It's awesome. Oh, and there goes the camera. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch batteries real quick. Go ahead and grab a different battery. Let's see, where did I put that battery? there. Let's see. I think we've got enough battery left in that one. Enough juice left in that one. Yeah. We're back, boys. Alright. Let's see. Where was... Jango Fett is probably my favorite Star Wars character, not because of the comics, simply because he can just jetpack up to the Chosen and say, "Don't move, Jedi." He's so cool. I like Jango more than Boba Fett. I know that might be... I know a lot of people love Boba Fett, but Jango to me has always been incredibly awesome. I think he's so cool. Gone Too Soon was Jango Fett. Gone Too Soon. See, Force wasn't only had balance due to the Sith, it was also the balance because the Jedi becoming too by the book. Forgetting the true meaning of a Jedi. I know, dude. I'm telling you. That's why, again, I started to really enjoy Qui-Gon's character quite a bit. Which, it's also an interesting question of when Dooku tells Obi-Wan that Qui-Gon would have joined him. I don't think Qui-Gon would have joined him, but I wouldn't have been surprised if Qui-Gon would have left the Jedi Order at the start of... If he was still alive during the Clone Wars, he might have left the Jedi Order. Or at least he might have left and then tried to go, like, do his own thing and try to help people out on his own. But I don't think he would have joined Dooku. I think Dooku was just... Maybe Dooku thought Qui-Gon would have joined him, but I don't think Qui-Gon would have actually done that. But I do think Qui-Gon would have had some problems with the Jedi going to war. So, I think he would have definitely had some problems with that. This side's looking decent. I need to fix that. That's not what we want. Go. Okay, that's a little better. That's a little better. Genox is back. Years ago, I used to think Count Dooku was just a shoehorn in Episode 2, but I believe Dooku is the absolute deepest, most intriguing character in Star Wars. I tend to agree with you, man. In Clone Wars, the thing about Clone Wars is they kind of make him, in my opinion, they kind of really force home, like, Dooku as this evil guy, which he is a bad guy. I mean, he was willing to kill all those Jedi in the Geonosis arena, but he's a very deep character, and he truly didn't believe the Jedi were doing the right thing, you know. And he left. I think in the Dooku Lost book, he left to kind of watch over his home. And in Dooku Jedi Lost, you get a lot of his backstory. And he's a good character, and he wants to do what's best for his home planet and the Republic. And he just kind of falls in with the wrong people. And I think his political side of how the Separatist kind of parliament, I think they're a parliament, I believe, the Separatist parliament and other Separatist worlds view Dooku as this kind of really inspiring political character. I find that really, really interesting that he's seen as kind of a political leader to the Separatists, and I don't really know a lot about his dark side and kind of how evil he can be. And even in Episode 2, it's one of my favorite scenes in Episode 2 when he's talking with Obi-Wan, when Obi-Wan's captured. And he's kind of talking to Obi-Wan about joining him. Of course, he does the classic, "Join me, and together we can destroy the Sith." And part of me feels like, you know, he was kind of genuine in the term of wanting to balance things back out and actually destroy the Sith. But at the same time, I think he's still got the dark side in him, and he's willing to do a lot of bad things to obtain his ultimate goal. But I think that's why I find it very frustrating when people kind of don't think of Dooku as this very interesting character. But in my opinion, that's because those people probably haven't really dove into his character or thought about his character in a different way yet, and really thought about him as just this kind of political character who really, I mean, he truly believed in the Separatist cause, but he kind of, you know, he got in with the wrong hands with Palpatine, and you even see it. He knows Palpatine's plans and everything like that, but you even see in Episode 3 how shocked he is that Palpatine would betray him in an instant for Anakin. And that's where a lot of the tragedy lies in it for me, is Dooku trying his hardest to actually achieve this goal of the Separatist alliance and kind of, I mean, seceding from the Republic and becoming their own Confederacy of Independent Systems, and he really wants that to work out, and in the end, Sidious just betrays him just like that without hesitation. At that moment, that's when Dooku kind of realized everything he's done has been wrong, in terms of like who he's picked to go into business with. We'll say with Palpatine, he didn't truly know Palpatine. He might have thought he knew Palpatine and all of his intentions, but no. So Dooku is such an interesting character that I think a lot of people overlook. Which I can see why, because, I mean, I agree with you, Southern. I used to kind of overlook him as well until I just kind of decided to think about him a little bit deeper, a little different. Open up his, like, don't just look at him with his cool curved lightsaber. Let's go deep into his character and what he believes and why he's doing the things he's doing, and then the political side of things with the Confederacy of Independent Systems. Do you like the Bacon Clan episodes? I think they're amazing. Obviously, we've got Commander Thorne's last stand, which is great, but one of the episodes, which one is it? I think it's the second one in that little 3-episode arc, or is it 4 episodes? I don't remember. I think that one's just 3, right? Anyway, when they're back on Coruscant, there's Anakin. There's some great character development with Anakin. He's got that scene where he beats up Clovis with his bare hands, and you get that dark side Anakin come out, and it's really pretty creepy and terrifying. But you see Anakin like become part of that dark side that he does in order to do anything for Padme, and you see his jealousy take over, and he just starts beating Clovis with his bare fists. That's a brutal scene, and it's such a good scene for Anakin. And there's another scene when Anakin and Obi-Wan are talking to each other in Anakin's, like, I don't know, his quarters, his living area. And they're kind of talking about Padme and all these things, and then Anakin's kind of like, you know, telling Obi-Wan, he's like, oh, we're just friends, you know, blah, that stuff. And Obi-Wan's telling him how dangerous it is to have attachments like that as a Jedi. And it's such a great scene between Anakin and Obi-Wan. The acting and the dialogue are incredible for that scene. So if you guys haven't watched the Bacon Clan episodes in Season 6 for a long time, I would go check them out, because the second episode is filled with awesome Anakin content, and it gets pretty deep, and it's really good. So check those out if you guys haven't seen them in a while, because they're really good. I thought I was weird for liking them, but everyone's like Thorne though. Yeah, Thorne is really cool, and that's why most people kind of are like, oh, it's an awesome episode. But you gotta, I mean, the stuff with Anakin in the second episode is so good. Some great stuff. Alright. Realizing the camera needs to be pointed up a little bit. Can't really see what's going on. That fixed for you guys here. There we go. Again, we'll probably go for just a little bit longer here, and then we'll close things out here pretty soon. So yep, Thorne. Rest in peace, Commander Thorne. For the Republic! It is kind of sad how fast the shock troopers get wiped out, but that's alright. I love the shot where the shock troopers are like, they're running and a gunship swoops in behind them and it like shoots and takes out all the legs of the shock troopers. So good. Alright. I gotta chill a little bit here on the masonry because we're running a little low. One by two. Yeah, essentially like down, oh shoot, down but like down here, kind of under my table, I've just got like a couple of these stack-on bins where I'm just like grabbing like one every while just to grab a different piece. So that's why I keep reaching down here. Oh, nice, man. Oh yeah, Southern, your course unlock. I love that one. Hey, Richard Thompson, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Bang Clan members look like Easter Egg Island statues. That is pretty funny. They've got an interesting design for sure, dude. I like them though. They're pretty. They're cool. I love the idea of the banking clan is just. I think it's really cool. But they do have a funny design. There's no denying that. That's for sure. So you guys can kind of see this is being built up here, and then the roof will go on top of it like this. So that'll be the goal, and hopefully I'll be able to have an episode out tomorrow. It's going to be a different episode because essentially this building is the exact same as the other building. So essentially, since it's the same building, I don't really go as in depth as I do, where I like update you guys every single time I get progress done, just because you guys have already seen me build this building with the other one across from here. So essentially the video tomorrow is just going to kind of be like a overview of this building when I get it done. It's not really going to be like a clip by clip type thing like it usually is, because you guys have already seen me put together a building like this. So but my goal is to pretty much get this done by hopefully tomorrow, and then we'll also have a bridge going across, which is going to be really cool. Hey, thanks, Richard Thompson, man. I appreciate that, dude. That's awesome. Thanks, man. And thank you for stopping by the stream as well, dude. The banking clan will sign your treaty. The Techno-Union rules is at your disposal, Count. Good. That's also a really cool scene. The banking clan will sign your treaty. Hey, Richard Thompson. There we go. Thanks for subscribing, dude. Appreciate it. Got the little dude rocking out on the guitar up there. Incoming the clone on the second story. 2 minutes later, top of the building is missing. Rocket launcher, or like an AAT or spider walker. I would like to have that in this mock, but again, the Lego set size kind of like throws off the scaling of the buildings. But just imagine like a spider walker laser just like shooting, and it just takes out like that pillar and takes out like half these pillars and just the building and clones. To me, spider walkers would be like the scariest thing to go up against. Like, well, I don't know, AATs are scary because like how fast they can go. And spider walkers are probably pretty slow when they're walking about, but just to like round a corner and see a giant spider robot and just shoots his one laser beam, it's so creepy. When Anakin bails Padme out of jail, you see Darth Vader's shadow instead of Anakin's. Yeah, you do. Yeah. I'm telling you, there's some great stuff in that. Great stuff in those few episodes. Revisit them if you guys haven't. Rewatch those Banking Clan episodes in a while. Alright, so we're getting this going. Save that for later. Alright. Yeah, these two buildings are taking up a lot of pieces. Rancor Jedi? That would be scary. Geonosian Jedi? That would be weird. You scared of those assassin spider probes. Yeah, dude, those things just talked about it earlier. They are scary stuff, dude. Very scary. Alright, so let's see how long we got down here. Oh, that's good. Okay, so we're gonna need plate layer and... No, wait, these don't have to attach. Never mind. Okay. All right, we got 2 more rows essentially on this top building. How's this looking? Pretty good. Not the best, but you're not really going to see much of this because the roof's going to kind of cover a lot of this here. And essentially I'm just kind of using masonry on these corners and then using these 2x4s pretty much in the middle area. Trying to kind of give them some texture by doing like every other type thing, if that makes sense. Not every other, but doing like a couple masonry, and then we've got the 2x4, and then a couple masonry and the 2x4, so on and so forth. And then after this one, guys, we're going to have like probably the 2 largest buildings on Muunilinst. I don't think I'm going to be able to build buildings larger just because of the pieces that is required for this large of a building. But after these 2 buildings are done, I've got a couple ideas for a few more buildings from different screenshots from the show, and that'll kind of fill in the back remaining area, which is about 3 16x16 plates left in terms of like length. And a decent amount across. So there's still a lot of room to cover, which will be some more bigger buildings, and there'll be some windows on them, and then some different sniping positions on balconies and stuff. There's a lot of really cool different designs that I can go with for this next part of Muunilinst. So I'm going to take some time and kind of look at those and try to figure out where I want to go after I finish this building, because that's kind of a lot of these last buildings. I want to make them pretty big, so I'm going to kind of collect all my parts, see how much I have left, and then try to figure out what buildings are going to go next. But I'm really liking the way these 2 buildings look from last update video from last weekend. So, I have an idea. What about you make ARC Trooper Squad killing a group of droids, maybe Fordo and... Oh yeah, Fordo and his squad will definitely be here. I'm probably just going to use the Lego red captain and then put Clone Army Custom pauldrons on him. And then I'll use the blue lieutenant, Clone Trooper lieutenant right there, and put pauldron on him, and then maybe buy 1 more of him. So then we have Fordo and his 2 ARC Troopers, and they'll probably be somewhere in the mock back here in the city area, somewhere over here in the city area, just kind of battling it out with some droids behind enemy lines. So for sure gonna have some ARC Troopers. Have you seen Scene 38? Oh yeah, dude, it's incredible. Last time Paul and I did our Star Wars marathon, Paul paused the movie at that point, and we flipped over to YouTube and watched the Scene 38 version, and then flipped back to A New Hope. So it's a great scene, so epic. All right, so we're gonna go one more layer up here. That should be tall enough for the roof to begin. There we go. So yeah, that's the problem with this. The design I decided to go with these kind of blocked squares look really good, but just it eats up so many pieces. My goodness. Which is, I shouldn't be surprised, because I was expecting this build to just like have a lot of pieces in it, just by how big the buildings were going to be. So I really shouldn't be that surprised, but alas, I am surprised. Alright, need a 1x1. But we might have to make an order soon of parts to try to finish the rest of these buildings. So I might actually do some sort of, I usually don't do haul videos, but if I make a pretty big order, I might actually do a haul video of some kind. That's an excellent song, Nox, and if like I heard that playing and I was somewhere dark, I think I would run. So just get out of there. Not dealing with any of those droids anytime soon, I hope. Yeah, scene 30 is great. Yeah, that's a good idea, clone motion. We could put him up top. We could either do that. I was also wondering if it'd be cool to put Fordo and his guys like way behind enemy lines, and it's kind of like the scene where I won't have an AAT, but if it's that scene where they're like sneaking through the city streets and maybe they get ambushed, or if I can include like a really small portion of the gunship crash where there's like half of the gunship or like the cockpit and maybe like a door like stuck into the ground, and have that scene back there. But I'll try to find something from the show to do with them, because I've got a couple ideas, I just haven't picked one yet. Because I feel like everybody's going to be like really looking for Fordo and his ARC troopers, so I feel like whatever they're going to be doing, it's got to be really cool. So I got to figure out, and I'll take suggestions from you guys if you guys have like clone motions where he's thinking of putting Fordo and his guys on the top of the tallest building, which is a really cool idea. They have the ultimate high ground. But any other ideas like that, you can either put them in the chat here or in the comment section on my update videos. But alright guys, looks like we've been, wow, it's almost 2.5 hours already. My goodness, like every time I do these streams, they just go by really quick. So I think we'll probably wrap it up here. We actually got a good amount of stuff done here. The only thing I didn't really do was finish these pillars. So just like the other building, the pillars are going to go all around this side. There'll be 3 of them on this side, and then 3 of them on this other back side right back here. And then this wall isn't really finished up yet. I need to kind of reposition so I actually can see what I'm doing on that side. So need to finish that up, and then get these pillars done, and then kind of add the roof, which shouldn't be too hard since I've already got the design from the previous building. But stay tuned for tomorrow's video. Hopefully I'll be able to have it out on time tomorrow. And it'll essentially just be a quick run through of this second building right here, and kind of showing you guys what the mock looks like with 2 full-scale buildings now, with 2 giant buildings, and the mock's going to look really cool once I get these 2 buildings done. So let's see here real quick. Beating up a droid, that would be cool, especially if he's like got one on the ground and he's kind of shooting him down there and maybe punching another one. Are you going to do one of the mansions from the movie? Or from the battle? So mansions, what do you mean? Like there's a lot of different building designs in there. So kind of what I was mentioning earlier is like I've got a good amount of space left, but there's a ton of different building designs in the show that I haven't covered yet. These 2 buildings are just one of the designs that I kind of saw. So there's a lot more designs that I can cover, so I'm going to look through all of them and pick out kind of my favorite ones, and maybe I'll do some screenshots in an update video and kind of ask you guys which ones you want me to do next. But there's a lot to do, so I'll definitely be watching the scene a couple more times to try to pick out which ones are going to be cool to finish out the rest of the buildings. Fordo backing up Obi-Wan, that would definitely fit with the 2003 battle, that's for sure. Zipline clones, that would be really cool. I don't know what material I'd use for the zipline, or like the ascension cables. Don't know. I know Lego, I think, makes string maybe in some sets. I'm not too sure. I'd have to look into that a little bit. I'm not sure how to do the zip lines. But what I was going to say was exactly like what you guys were doing in this live stream, commenting on the live streams and on the videos, like the actual update videos themselves, just putting down all sorts of ideas of anything you have, whether it's minifigure placements or cool little scenes to do, and obviously like the feedback on the buildings and stuff like that. Always let me know, and feel free to put those comments on the streams or the videos, because I really do like seeing your guys' ideas, so I can kind of get a list of things to take into consideration when doing the final mock, because there's so much that can be done with like the building and the minifigure setup. So I want to kind of take like lots of suggestions from everybody, and really work on having a mock that has lots of cool ideas from everybody that's been watching the mock series. So just let me know any sort of cool ideas you guys have, like you've been doing. Let me know so I can kind of keep getting that list compiled for cool ideas to put into the mock. So let's see, am I going to be able to put a clone like this without anything attaching? Probably not. That's right, we'll just do this. Get this poor clone over here. that, and he's... Let's fall off. Oh, sorry, burrito boys. We're closed out the stream here pretty soon. Sorry, my dude. Just kind of closing it out here, setting up a few figures to have something cool for you guys to look at here. But you guys are going to see in the update video here, when I get a wide shot of everything that's been done, it's starting to look like you actually can tell, like it's starting to look really, really like Muunilinst. And it's looking pretty awesome, and you can imagine like a large-scale battle starting to take place here. So, alright guys, I think that's going to be it. Another amazing stream. You guys are always awesome on these streams, tuning into the chat and giving me questions and topics to kind of discuss throughout the whole stream. So, definitely helps keep us going. I mean, we were able to go for 2.5 hours, which is pretty crazy. So, thank you guys so much for that. I had a ton of fun in the stream. I hope you guys had a ton of fun in the stream. This helps me like sit down, focus on building, and talk with you guys while I build, and hopefully it's kind of entertaining for you guys. If you guys are just hanging out or building mocks as well, we kind of can just talk to each other. So I had a lot of fun. Hope you guys had a lot of fun, and hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Hopefully you guys get some building done, or hanging out with family, hanging out with friends, whatever you're doing. Have a good weekend. Do something to kind of help you towards your goals, and have a good weekend. So stay tuned. We'll go ahead and do a stream hopefully next Saturday. I'll hope to have another stream, so I'll keep you guys updated on that. And then hopefully I'll be able to get the video out tomorrow where you get to see 2 of these buildings fully complete, and it'll be pretty epic. So, as always, thank you a ton for joining. Thank you guys so much for joining and talking. It means a ton to me. I always take way too long to close out these videos. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining and interacting with the chat and having a great stream. So, as always, leave your feedback in the comment section below. Hope you guys have a great day, and may the Force be with you always.